Late Night Grin. Also, what does that name mean?
We're back, folks. The flagship. Another wonderful Friday night in the land of grins. And we're about to head into a time machine back 15, maybe even 15 years to the day. I don't know. Maybe.
It is.
It is. There you go.
Nice.
For a unique moment in TNA time, I think it's fair to say. Much to get into, an all-star panel. Speaking of such, the fifth man has just arrived.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine, brother. And let's see how everyone is before we dive in here and hit play. Bob, of course, you're kind of, especially with Manny's absence, kind of high chancellor on these Grinalong things. You always have a lot of duties on these programs, so I'm sure you're stressed out. Got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. How are you this evening, brother?
I'm doing well. It's nice to be back. I didn't get a new mic yet, so if the audio is still messed up, I'm going to just leave. Just let me know. But I think so far, so good. Fired up, though. Never seen this show. Don't know any matches from this show except Styles vs. Sting because it's in the YouTube description here. So I'm in for a treat, I guess, maybe.
I think more positive than negative, I think. I mean, this is an interesting time in TNA. I think we'll get into it, but I think commercially this is like their peak.
Mm-hmm.
But there are definitely some ups and downs ahead of us. Brainbuster, how are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm hanging out, ready to watch craps.
Glad to hear it. It's always ideal for these sorts of programs. Novi, how are you?
I'm maybe a little less apt to watch Graps. As you can tell, I'm still a little sickly. Still don't sound the best. I also ordered new headphones, but they don't fit on my head very well. So I've been stealing
the first thing I noticed when I came in here.
I've been stealing my girlfriend's headphones ever since I started doing this show because I thought these ones look silly, and now I just have to resort to doing this. So now I have big cans that almost touch each side of the panel here for the time being. But other than that, I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited to get into this show. I'm in the same boat as Bob. I've never seen anything on it, so I'm locked in.
Got some great-looking cans, Novi.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw Alex snapped into motion when he heard that phrase come up here live on Friday.
They're very perky.
Alex, how are you this evening, brother?
Good.
Fucking Bob. It happened again. Sorry, Alex. That was not your fault. That was
all right.
It happened. Yeah, it was what he was talking about. Bob's not going to be here for long, I don't think, based on what he said earlier. Alex, how are you this evening?
Startled me there. I'm good. Yeah, again, apologize for my lateness. An absolute fucking thriller in Game 4 with the Lynx and Liberty going to Game 5 in the WNBA Finals. And an interesting time in TNA's history. And I'm excited to be here. An extremely fitting fashion. This has nothing to do with the actual show we're about to watch. Joey, do you know what the pre-show match was on this show?
I do not know the match, but I do know that it involved at least one half of it was Mercy Machine Guns. So I'm told at a big night tonight, maybe.
Yeah, it's fitting. The pre-show match was the Motor City Machine Guns against Lethal Consequences, which was the tag team of Jay Lethal and Consequences Creed, who you may now know as Xavier Woods, and whoever won that match was entered in to what will be kicking our show off tonight, the Ultimate X match. And so just really good symmetry in terms of modern happenings versus 15 years ago.
Yes.
The Machine Guns debuted on SmackDown with they have like synced pyro already to their taunt and shit. It's what a time to be alive. And as always, grins ahead, excited to be here.
Indeed, we also have a big announcement tonight. The Contrarians, something that we think our audience will be very excited for. That will be, we'll maybe find the right spot for that throughout the program. Because I know that this is going to be a long show, so maybe there'll probably be a natural point TNA will provide us, I'm sure. in 2009. So we'll figure that out as we go. But I want to wait for Bob. We need to kill a couple minutes because Bob could be there. I mean, we know what Bob's prone to do when he's angry, right? He's punched a hole in a wall before. He's sort of
Stormed the
muttered.
Capitol.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess to fill a little time, I am going to be. I have on my TV the DVD copy of this, and then I'll have on YouTube the one I imagine we're all watching. The DVD is 7 minutes longer, so I'm going to try to find what is like in those gaps there. You know, the Coliseum video exclusive interviews or whatever that they have to fill in the time. So
7 minutes is a pretty hefty amount of time, bro. That's interesting.
it's probably just one Matt Morgan promo that they cut out of it.
Oh, I hope
It's
not.
Kevin Nash's entrance.
The DVD also has I don't know if there's anyone listening to this who knows what I'm talking about, but the original UFC DVDs, you could not skip the opening video package before you got to the menu of the DVD. It was like 4 or 5 minutes. You just had to watch the shit. And that is the Bound for Glory 2009. You have to watch the entire opening video package before you can actually get to the menu to choose what you want to watch.
Well, they were always very proud of those opening videos, weren't they? That was their... If that happened nowadays, exactly. If that happened nowadays, that would be what they call cinema. You know?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The movies.
The movie, yeah, the motion pictures they do over there at Orlando, the Impact Zone. All right, we're going to go live for in a moment because I'm worried about Bob. He can get very, very vengeful when he's seeking a microphone that works. So with that in mind, Novi, you're now in charge of counting us down. You're going to go to YouTube, folks. You're going to pull up TNA Bound for Glory 2009. You'll see an official upload from our friends at TNA. I don't know if we're friends, actually. Probably not. Full pay-per-view. We'll have AJ and Sting in the title. A couple other matches too, actually, for that matter. You want to pull that up?
It's linked in the chat now.
It's linked in the chat. You want to lock in? It's in the description too. So we're really doing.
Oh baby,
we're doing the legwork for you here, folks. So we bend it over backwards. You know, we're doing our best. So pull it up. Get yourself ready. Nobody's about to count down. He may count in a more conventional fashion than you're used to if you're a Manny the Hooper fan. But with that in mind,
Joe,
yes, mate.
Can I respond to a comment really quickly?
Yes, please do.
Hey, Ibu, go fuck yourself.
Jesus.
He did that to me.
What's the context? Oh, yeah, you did owe him that. Okay, fair enough. I thought you were just anti-TNA. Yep.
Did you hear what he accused me of?
It's a loaded question.
It's
publicly or privately?
Publicly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So people had been calling him short, correct? Which is the correct thing. That's understandable. It's real. It's accurate. Apparently, people had also been calling him stinky, which I didn't know about, but he gave me credit for it on a worldwide broadcast.
Wait, so you had nothing to do with this bit, and he just
nothing to do with it. He said, "Oh yeah, that was Novi's doing. I don't know where that came from." And I said, "Well, what the hell?"
I'd take it as a badge of honor. He's back. Hello, Bob.
Hello.
What did you do in that time away? Just sit there?
No.
Yeah. Imagine Bob just got his camera off. What did you do?
So hopefully this works. Otherwise, like I said, I'm going to leave and then go get a new mic.
Like right now? Just walks out at 11 p.m. staring. All right. I love to hear it. Okay, Bobby, we're ready to go. You ready to go, mate?
Yep.
Novi, count us down, brother.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Break the walls down. Oh, sorry.
This is already the faces in this are fascinating. There's some ups and downs in there.
Sean Hernandez, what could have been?
Yeah, he went before Bob Lasher, who's I think about to be relevant in his own way in a couple of weeks here, right? Very different Bob Lasher, it must be said, here in 2009 TNA. A brief run too in this first run.
Was this when he had signed with Bellator yet?
Yeah. No, this is Strikeforce.
Okay.
This is the Bellator stuff is the second run.
That's right. Yeah, he had that really short run, and then he came back with the Bellator stuff. Yeah.
Yes. He's and he leaves like a week into what happened. Who appeared?
Kevin Nash, just gray-haired, sweating profusely.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get a Nash match on this show, fellas.
Oh, I know.
And you also just saw Booker T, which Alex mentioned on Twitter to get ahead of this. he and Scott Steiner have very different performances on this show. Kind of memorably so, right, Alex? Which we'll get to, but just for a teaser.
Yes.
Very, very different.
I've already been hit with an ad. It's over now, but it was definitely happening.
This is Ebu's
Deserved.
venting in our chat. She's real mad. Look at him. Just mad I didn't like SmackDown, checking my cage match.
He deserved it. Loser.
Now, one of the ways I promoted this show, I was having fun with the fact that I believe the poster for this was like the final curtain or something for Sting.
Yep.
And this was 15 years ago. So
That's hilarious.
Make that what you will. I'm glad it worked out the way it did because obviously, oh my God, Bob Lash has got the shooter footage here.
Shadow boxing. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Yep.
That is there were two things that were like the big selling points of this show were it was Sting's last match potentially. It was never announced as such, but it was the final curtain ? And then Mick Foley really convinced people that this was going to be like, or he tried to, I should say, was going to be one of the craziest matches of his career. And based off what I've read, I think he really wanted it to be. But yeah.
That kind of sums up his TNA run, like good intentions without the outcome he wants,
Yeah, I was going to assume that this match would be pretty depressing.
It honestly, I wouldn't say it's depressing. There's a very funny blown spot that is neither of their faults. It might be actually, but I know there's a blind spot. I forget now who's wrong. I just remember it happened.
You're talking about the Foley match? There is. It's depressing in hindsight. Something that happens in the match led to a complete.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Foley from the Foley point of view, it's more just like it's just like kind of a plunder match. It isn't really significant. But you're absolutely correct. There's more to it in that regard. Look at these Sting shots we're getting here.
Oh, that's beautiful from Bash to the Beach '95.
Tremendous stuff. And I mean, I'd imagine if Sting could have picked anyone to have his last match in TNA, I assume this would have been it, right? I presume so.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you
there
know what
is,
his last match in TNA ended up being?
Is Nick Aldis, right?
Magnus tapped him out. Yeah.
That's why a couple of years ago I was convinced that they were going to do Aldis and Joe versus Darby and Sting. Convinced. Was so certain that's what they were going to do.
That would have been.
Because remember, like when Nick left NWA, people were really like, "Where's he going to go?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a great tweet tonight. Garrett Kidney was like, "Last year's Slammiversary main event was Alex Shelley versus Nick Aldis." They were in the SmackDown office tonight.
Dog, this opening video package is 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Nash is he's so thrilled. His match only has to go 5 now.
Yeah, I know it's not. It's been said plenty of times, but the camera work in TNA is always so sick, or was always so sick.
They were excellent at shooting smaller buildings in a way that was very flattering. Excellent at it. Yeah.
Always with the boom cam. They had
is this Zach Wilde? Holy fuck, it is.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Whoa. What the fuck are they doing here?
He plays the national anthem, and as you know, Bob, if you need to stand, you can. But as a physical media connoisseur, what I can tell you on the bonus disc of the Bound for Glory 2009 DVD is they have an interview with Zach Wilde before the show, and he's just drinking beer, and he's talking about, they're like, "What do you love about TNA wrestling?" And he says, and I quote, "I love the Dudley Boys."
Oh, that rules. Oh my god.
That's awesome in many ways.
He's so sick.
Dude, look at the brother directly behind. Oh my god, look at some of these wrestling fans.
Oh god.
This is incredible already.
Isn't Zach like playing in the new Pantera?
Yeah, that's
Oh
the
my
tour.
God.
Yeah, it's Phil and Zach, and then I don't fucking know who.
I think
but
Rex
they're
is
doing-
in there.
Show
Yeah.
the Statue of Liberty.
American.
Oh, this is awesome, dude. This is so fucking 2009. It's crazy.
Dixie watched WrestleMania and was like, "Isn't Bound for Glory our WrestleMania, guys? Like, come on, where's the pageantry?"
if we're being fair, Vince never got Zach Wilde to play at his show.
Fucking true. Talk to him.
Talk to them.
But yeah, the Pantera they're doing in Houston with Limp Bizkit and Metallica. I know that's the one Texas stop
My
doing
God.
that tour.
That's wild.
It was a crazy
doing
sentence you just said.
They're doing a Europe tour with Power Trip, and I'm livid. That's one I would actually like to go to.
All right. So we're probably going to be 12 minutes in before the first match.
Hell yeah.
Oh, there's Dixie. Hand over
That's
the heart.
Dixie in the crowd, bro. What?
Oh, dear.
She stands for it.
If only she knew this was as good as it was going to get. So, again, I'll kind of use this time, apologies to the anthem, but I'll use this time to set the stage slightly. So,
y'all lost. All right.
Of course, the Brits disrespecting the United States.
Allegedly,
Disgusting.
2009 was the year where they started making money, allegedly. This, of course, would be immediately squandered because they are 2 months away from bringing in Hogan and Bischoff. Actually, even less than that. Like, they debut in a couple months.
Brother.
They're signed in 2 weeks after this. The hardcore fan has very much had enough of TNA at this point. It's been a few years. Russo's deep in his regime. Alex, you can speak to that, right?
Yes. I mean, I've talked about it on previous installments of like the Grin specifically, but Joe losing to Angle at Genesis 06 was like the beginning of like, all right, this is not the dream that I was promised. And so by this point, yeah, it was few and far between we tuned in for shows.
What a way to start this show, huh?
SmackDown Legends.
What a fitting
That's
way
right.
to start this program.
And if you'll note, Shelley selling us back from the match earlier in the show.
A professional.
True legend.
So yeah, it's an interesting time in that regard. Like the main event Mafia angle did actually do pretty good ratings, but like a lot of the hardcore fans hated it because they just beat the ever-loving shit out of the baby faces for a year. There's elements to that story that are interesting in terms of Sting just wanting the young guys to have more respect and kind of there was stuff to it that was interesting that was paid off when AJ won the belt and with this match tonight.
It's a
But
very
it was
weird
just-
thing.
Yeah, interesting.
Well,
Go for
I
it.
didn't mean no, because we've talked about it before, Joe. There's this weird revisionist history that all of the main event Mafia was good, which is not true at all.
No,
But
no.
it's you're exactly right. The Sting element was weird because Sting never fully went like bad guy with that. Like he was still Sting, but he wanted just like you said, the young guys to learn some manners, and it's something that could have really thrived.
Yes, because the idea was like Joe was a dick to Sting, and his intentions were right, and then he quickly realized the main event Mafia didn't care about that; they just cared about themselves, and that's why he kind of became this like middle ground. And it is compelling. Like if you watch a highlight reel of it, it looks really good, I think.
Yeah.
And the moment at the pay-per-view before this where Sting kind of sets the stage for AJ's title win is very cool, but it's just unfortunately if you watch week to week, there's a lot of excess fat there, no doubt.
Couple quick points. You'll notice a lot of these guys have pink on. This show was in October, and Dixie wanted to do the breast cancer awareness, which I'm not opposed to. I was opposed to WWF teaming with Susan G. Komen because that was kind of a scam. But anyway,
Yeah.
Bob, do you know Suicide? Why he's a wrestler? Do you know where Suicide came from?
No.
Wow.
Suicide was the character you played as in the TNA video game that was released. If you played like the storyline mode.
Oh, okay.
And who voiced
they-
that character, Alex?
Was it Aries?
It was not. Wow.
No,
This
Aries
is-
did. Aries did the guy in the 2012 WWF
Yes.
story mode. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Who was it?
It was low key.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Obviously, Key has, there you go, has that voice. But the thing that makes that funny is Key never spoke as Loki in TNA, really. Did he ever? He never spoke, really, which makes it even better.
Play for the better.
Yeah. Well,
Don West.
Oh hell yeah!
the big man is back. Very short little project here where Don was made a babyface manager. It didn't stick once the Hogan regime arrived. I think it could have been a winner. There was a hilarious moment, Alex, on the latest AEW pay-per-view where Amazing Red got promo time and was a top 5 promo on the show.
That's what
Fascinating.
he was known
He
for.
was-
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It was just fascinating because that was like why Don was with him, right? It was he never spoke. And the lads are underway. Ultimate X match. We have Homicide. We have the Mosi Machine Guns. We have Daniels. We have Suicide. And we have, is that everyone? Amazing Red.
I'm trying to think who would have been Suicide at this point. Was it Kazarian?
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, Frankie, yeah. It's Frankie for the first like chunk of time.
Wasn't it TJP for a while?
Later when it's like and then he becomes manic. Yeah, that's TJ, yeah. Great stuff. They build like a big reveal, and obviously no one responds because it's fucking TJP, you know.
That's the first cruiserweight champion under the Paul regime. Thank you.
I was gonna say kind of like
listen, bro. Some of those matches are great. Unfortunately, you know, here's what it is.
Oh, dude, the finals with him and Metalik are fantastic.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he only won because two of those people wouldn't sign a contract. But you know,
respect.
What do we think about the Ultimate X match, boys? Fan?
From what I've seen, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I was showing Joe.
Oh,
I have
shit.
the best of the X Division
Look at this,
Volume
Alex.
2 on DVD.
Physical media.
fuck yeah! I love that cover. Yeah.
Physical media.
I've never watched it, but I have it.
Did you guys see how little momentum Homicide got on that dive? Like, he just kind of forced himself through those ropes. Good God. That was an effort. Tremendous.
God love him. That dive is kind of why he's the far past. He's more aged than he should be. Is because of that tope con hilo he perfected so much, man. That one with Carino where he just landed on the guardrail.
Oh,
Jesus.
He did that in when they did old LAX versus new LAX. He did that spot in like 2017, and I lost my shit, dude. He did it for a table.
Oh God,
lost my shit. It was that match is awesome. Have you never seen that, folks? Slammiversary 2017 or 18, something like that. I don't know. Santana and Ortiz versus Homicide and Hernandez.
Two matches I've never seen, and it would be really helpful if someone owned the entire Ring of Honor library and put it up online. But they booked LAX. They booked LAX in 2007 for one weekend, and they wrestled Steen and Generico, and then the next night wrestled the Kings of Wrestling. And I want to see both of those matches very badly.
The Steen and Generico one sounds unbelievable.
The ad business is going to be rough because everyone gets different ads at different times on YouTube. So we'll just kind of shout out the timestamp every now and again. Right now we're at 1350, 51, 52.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alex just glancing over at his DVD there occasionally to make sure he's still in the loop.
Yeah. Oh, big. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
These Motor City fellas were talented. Maybe saying they could have come saying eventually. You know, if they'd have waited out long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
You know, who's to say, really?
Yeah.
There you go, Daniels. There you go.
By the way, Bobby, while we're watching these fellas absolutely destroy themselves in the name of a pay-per-view opener, what should the people do with the like button while they're hanging out here on a Friday night?
Yes, smash that like button.
There you go. Triumphant there.
My only job tonight. I'm not on time anymore.
Your job is smash the like button and make sure your mic doesn't blow up live on the air.
And that structure looks very anchored and not rickety at all.
Yeah, if I was in the crowd, I'd be fucking terrified.
Was this the first time where they used it like this bizarre sort of like layered business? What was the deal with this? Where it's higher than the...
Oh my God.
What? Just right on Homicide's ass. Jesus wept.
They used this.
Sorry, Alex, but you have to know for the young kids, this ring was the hardest ring in wrestling. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting. The 6
Trust me, I've seen the fucking AJ Styles YouTube short 80,000 fucking times.
I'm sure. Yes, Alex, what was you gonna say, brother? I'm sorry.
They used the trusses like in the past, but the whole business above. They did the same thing. Do you remember the Elevation X match with Rhino and AJ Styles?
Yeah, which was like kind of a scaffold deal, right?
Yeah, and Rhino is literally like trembling atop that thing.
Yeah.
Before I forget, Buster, that DVD you just showed, there's I believe it begins with a Christopher Daniels versus Samoa Joe match that is literally like a top 10 TNA match ever. It's a singles match from, I want to say their first night on primetime. It was some big like premiere show of television.
Are you thinking
they
of
did.
Volume 1? This is Volume 2.
Oh,
No, it's on Volume 2 because I have Volume 2. They're
never doubt a physical media, man.
yeah. I don't have Volume 1. If it's not listed
This
on there,
says it's not. Wait,
Oh.
no, it's
No.
not.
all right. Hold on.
Damn it.
Please hold. I'll find it.
We have a challenge set up.
I'm not challenging. I'm simply stating.
You're
it's
being
not.
challenged, pal. That's what's happening here.
Brainbuster's approaching this humbly, but it's like, when a guy gets in there and jabs for the championship boxer, anything could happen from this moment.
Listen, bro.
You don't mean to hurt him, but if you hit him too hard, he might throw a left hook. You don't know what's going to happen,
My bad.
Daniels just took a doomsday device that he took completely on his knees and shins, and it looked fucking disgusting.
Look, he doesn't have a lot left, but the fact that he can still wrestle always kind of crazy. We're being real. God bless him.
All right, so Buster, it's on the DVD, but it's not listed on the back. I'm looking up the
Why the
listing
fuck
here.
would they do that?
Because if we know anything about TNA, especially at that point in time, they were very interested in making money. But so it's a match that in 2006, Dave gave it 4 1/4. So you can imagine what that would be by modern standards.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
6 2/3.
Oh,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
It
that fucking sucked.
A couple years ago on Shivani's podcast, he discovered Amazing Red and was like, "Where on earth is this man?"
Ryan, fucking Joe calls me the brain bust. Khalid calls me Brain and/or Matthew, and he just has a brain aneurysm every time he tries to pick which one to call me. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, you're the enforcer to me.
True.
You know, the thing with Amazing Red that got him kind of blacklisted in the States was that I can't remember which promotion it was, but you remember that Amazing Red, they booked him as Rey Mysterio in Japan when they booked Hernandez. They booked Hernandez as Kurt Angle, and they just told people that's who it was. And they got both of those guys blacklisted for a while.
The second one is somehow much funnier than the first. That's saying something.
Well, to be fair, that gentleman did not help his blacklisting in the United States. He was
He certainly did not.
Yeah.
What's that timestamp, Novi? Where are we at?
1840.
Beautiful. 1840. Remember,
Good
there you
job.
go, Rob.
God,
Bob-
damn, what the
Bob's
fuck?
like the coach now. Good job, kid.
Did I run the right route?
You got it, man.
Perfect. Yeah, coach on the floor. That's the way this business works.
the headset and the helmet went out. You just called it on the fly, man. You did the right play.
This
Found
is
the gap, it got
terrifying.
open.
This structure is terrifying, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it doesn't seem like a fun match, and I mean, obviously, like what we're watching now is what it's supposed to be, just like this car wreck thing. I think psychology wise, if you can even say that, the AJ Sabin Petey Williams one is like the cream of the crop.
It's a little bit like the ladder match in the sense that when was the last time you just saw a straight up ladder match? It hardly ever happens. Everyone now is a 6'8" man, right? And that's what happens to the Ultimate X, where like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh
that's
my
you
god!
Well,
just listed a triple threat, and it would soon be like an 8-man, 10-man match. And
Yeah.
wait a couple days. Jericho and Mark Briscoe.
there you go. But honestly, I mean, I find those things to be interesting. I thought the FTR Young Bucks ladder match was sick because it was just a straight up. There were two teams trying to win. You know,
Mm-hmm.
refreshing.
The nerve of calling that
Sick.
ladder war.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that is perverse. Yeah.
The entire nerve of that feud really is. Anyways, you know,
Jumping on those ropes is fucking terrifying with how wobbly those are.
If you've ever played the TNA video game, the Ultimate X mode was like the biggest positive for that game. Alex, a pump of the fist for those of you listening for that.
Dude, if you got up on the turnbuckle that someone was climbing away from, you could do a leaping bulldog off of the top of it. And I remember when me and my friends discovered that, like in college, just losing our fucking mind.
That game
An
was
underrated
pretty
wrestling
good.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. The
I'm gonna
graphics
buy it.
were
I
great.
think.
It
I
doesn't
have
like
PSP, so.
the gameplay is very. It's
Yeah.
kind of repetitive, you know.
Right.
But there's stuff that will pop you.
Yeah, there's mechanics about it that don't exist in the WWE video games. So like WWF video games have always been like the well, for the past 20 years or so, it's like there's walls around the ropes. The TNA game, for example, if you're close enough to the ropes and you do a move, you'll just throw the guy to the outside.
Yeah.
So if like you're Hernandez, you can position yourself where you like awesome bomb someone like into the guardrail, and it's fucking
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
These
Yeah.
fellas, their
Sick.
pride. Whenever I watch TNA pay-per-views, I'm always stunned by just how hard the guys work, how much they would care. By this point, these fellas all know they're fucked. I mean, let's be honest, they're never going to get pushed, are they? I mean, Daniels is about to get a push, and it will get cut off as soon as Hogan comes in. The rest of the guys are going to be what they be, but like, look how hard they're working, man.
Suicide
who
has
does
killed
the-
himself all match long.
That's layered right there.
Mhm.
The Daniels push, who does it end to? Who does he lose to?
Yeah, it's to Val Venus of
That's right.
Twitter. Which
Good
is one of
job.
the first, like, they are fucked moments of the era.
Oh.
First of many.
Oh man,
Oh, my
got
goodness.
everybody involved
Jesus.
there.
One of the other things that's cool about the TNA video game is like AJ and Loki did a lot of the mocap. So Kevin Nash bumps like Loki.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Two most explosive dudes, like tremendous bit. My goodness. It was actually
Looking
really
for it
cool the
here.
way that looked. It's good.
Reported attendance was just under 2,500. So, you know,
Bless their hearts, dude. Fucking Sting in California wrestling AJ Styles. 2,000 people.
Bound for Glory 2006, I think, had 5,000 or 6,000. That show they did on the outskirts of Detroit.
You just never could get people to put their hand in their pocket, could they? On pay-per-view, attendance.
Oh.
Hey, talk about getting your shit in, bro. Look at that. What was the buy rate? It's probably like 30,000, 40,000, right? Probably. I imagine it went any higher than that because
Yeah.
He's amazing, champ.
he's
There you
amazing.
go.
It's always stunning. There's a paper that like has Sting, Christian, Kurt Angle as the main event. It did like 10,000 buys. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah, it was crazy, dude.
Chris Sabin just died.
Yeah, this match is what
Oh, look
is
at
wrong,
Daniels.
dudes, man? Imagine carrying this match. What absolute bunch of just beasts.
Daniels is such a beast, bro.
He was the match he has. So after this, they do the Unbreakable rematch with AJ and Joe, which is really good. Not as good as Unbreakable, it's really good. And then they do AJ and Daniels, and they have a beauty, man. It's the last pape before Hogan comes in, and it is fucking tremendous.
Is that the last man standing match?
That's a little bit later. It's just like a straight up title match. It's tremendous.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Meanwhile, for those of you,
Holy fuck.
No.
yeah, Bob's just had the right response.
Oh,
You know, the
Look at
lads-
that.
structure. We are at
Bro, it shouldn't be
That
shaking like that, bro.
what were we at, like 2420, right? 2420.
24-20 just now.
2420.
Okay. All right. So anybody who hasn't seen the show needs to pay attention to this upcoming sequence.
Yes. This is one of the most. This is the most famous spot on the show, right? This is by far the
Yeah.
most famous spot on the show.
And this is where, like, we haven't mentioned yet. It's the dynamic duo of Taz and Mike today on commentary, and Taz like freaks out. Check him.
Right.
Get that grip.
Just starts yelling, "Pop the hips" for no reason. I did the whole the Eddie Kurt series from SmackDown. I just love the way Taz would call those matches because they were the matches you could tell he took seriously. Oh, the guy's gonna wrestle. Awesome.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he was great at that.
One of the all-time like Graps pick is that one of it's I think the Steiner brothers and Taz doing like the amateur wrestling stance together, like the three of them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my
Here
fucking
we go.
god.
I mean, this is just so clearly a bad idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
So clearly.
Daniel's telling him right here. Here we go, kid.
Two fellas, like the best of friends, just regretting every decision they've ever made.
Oh God, I get nervous every time.
It's weird, right? You still feel terrified watching it, even though you know, like, both guys still grapple.
I've never seen it. I have no fucking clue what's gonna happen. Oh my fucking god! Oh my
Good.
god!
Oh my fucking Christ.
Holy fuck!
The craziest thing is, by pure luck, I don't think it ended up being that bad for Daniels, and it could have killed him, you know? because Kazarian just takes a straight up back bump, which is, I mean, God bless. But Daniels is like, he just rotates forward.
Yeah,
right?
barely enough.
What was the plan, you think? Were they supposed to do like a Spanish fly?
I assume. And I guess Frankie didn't. I have no clue, bro. No clue. Yeah, fucking insane.
God bless Red, though. He said, God damn it, I'm winning my belt. I don't care if that dude's dead. I'm taking this.
That's the Don West would have wanted, brother. Tremendous stuff. My goodness. What a spectacle that was, huh?
Yeah.
Good for them.
This was that was kind of their equivalent of like the Money in the Bank opening of WrestleMania, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All the underneath guys go there and just try and destroy themselves in the name of professional wrestling.
Hey, Don.
Was Daniels fucked, or are they just like terrified that that he might be potentially fucked? Because they've been sitting with him for the past ever since he landed on the mat.
I'd imagine there's a shock that comes with a bump like that, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to imagine he personally just kind of like is probably terrified, or like paralyzed with fear almost. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, these fellas were, I don't know, man. Look, not all of them could have been top guys. Most of them couldn't. But it is sad how few of them, like, ever, get past this level of role. You know, like, this is just what they do, right, forever. Again, I'm not saying they should be the world's champion, but yeah.
It was something TNA really had embedded in. Not to speak of the DNA of TNA too quickly, but man, they really understood the multi-man X Division opening match to get the crowd like fucking up and pumping, man. Yeah.
It was a great play call. It always worked. It's like, it's honestly very similar to what happened with the cruiserweights in WCW, right? Where it becomes like it's a blessing and a curse. It's like, for guys that had potential beyond that, they never was able to show it because they were just, we need you on the next tape for an 8-man shootout, brother.
Oh my God, those Oakley's Taz is wearing, that is 2009 right there.
Look at Tanay's face. I don't think there's a man with
suspenders and a 420 shirt on.
Dude, big fella in the back picking his nose with the 420 shirt on.
That's where I'm going to be looking in Vegas, Alex.
I appreciate that Taz and Tenay color coded. They're coordinated.
Yeah, they were really good pals. I know that Tenay used to always come on Taz's like radio show and was always fucking hilarious on it. He's for real personality is like nothing like his announcing vibe. Hilariously,
yeah. They were really good on commentary too, especially when like the Hogan era came. It's highlighted in the TNH on Laps Fan, but like when shit just got out of control, they kind of stopped caring and would just have fun on the call with each other.
Yeah, it was like the early trial of what Taz would do on Dark a couple of years ago, where fans fell in love with him just doing like a podcast on the shows. I mean, it sucked, right? I mean, it is what it is.
Oh,
there's lore in the chat. Are you seeing this?
I was about to say we have lore.
The 420 shirt goes to shows now with a giant hammer and makes wrestlers take pictures with a giant hammer. Pictures of a giant hammer.
All right.
What a fucking beast. Should we get him on the Grin?
The interviewer here, that's Taryn Terrell, right?
That's not. No, that is.
Okay.
That's the one who, like, her character had a crush on Joe, and Scott Steiner didn't get it because he was fat.
Ah. Well,
you know, there's the clip where he's like, she's like, I think he's kind of cute, and he's like, he's fat. He's all right.
Yeah. Okay. No, Taryn Terrell was the ref.
Yes, and that's also deep. That's like deep
fame. Yeah.
Yes, of course. That's deep in the Hogan era. That's like 2012.
Lacey Von Erich here. We're getting some Iron Claw lore here. The fucking Beautiful People was a fantastic gimmick, but this iteration of it was the original version was far superior.
Yeah, this stuff is because then they get Angelina back and they bring her back as a babyface, and I never really understood that.
It gets so male gaze pervy, and it always kind of was, but it was like the original iteration of the gimmick was, we know how fucking hot we are and you can't have us type thing. And then it just became like, oh, look how hot they are. We're just,
Well, yeah, because
Lacey Von Erich's head isn't even in the shot. It's just her chest.
one of the first Hogan episodes, they did like a strip poker deal, like, and that was like one of their ratings ploys against Raw.
And when they turned the cameras off, Hogan had to come in and have the winning hand. It's like, all right, no, this is how it's going to go, dude.
I was saying we've had our fun before about this. When we talked about Madison Rain on the Gal Kim show, but like Madison Rain's shtick is like so not this, which makes it even funnier. This is what they brought her in to do. Like Madison Rain would eventually become like, she would do like shtick, she'd be like a comedy heel. Yeah. And here, I just always thought this gimmick was like a really poor fit for her. And it got her in,
It's why it worked so well originally, because you could buy Velvet and Angelina in that role. Like their delivery was very believable.
Yeah, exactly.
And they did have the killer theme song. All right, here comes the Beautiful People Ultimate X match. Let's go.
I was going to say, what an incredible shot that is after that promo. Good God, what is this, ESPN? Fuck. Well, I'm all for setting the stage, fellas, but Jesus wept.
Who are these gals?
This is Taylor Wilde, and it is Sarita, I believe, who now coaches somewhere. Someone help. Where does she coach?
Good question.
I'll
help you.
Thank you.
I want to say Performance Center, but that's not right. I don't think.
She was there. She was there back when Alexa Bliss of Grin Grappler fame was there. I know that.
Let me see.
She is signed to AEW as a coach and producer.
Yeah, she left already. There you go. So, a couple of years after this, Sarita teams up with Zelina Vega of LWO fame. It was Rosita. They were the tag team champs, I think, for a little bit. So, there you go, folks. There's some lore. Taylor Wilde was fucking awesome. She's the one, Alex, that debuted as a fan in the crowd and beat Awesome Kong.
Yes. Okay.
Which was produced by Samoa Joe. Fun fact.
Buster, do you see Phil Anselmo next to 420 guy?
Buster.
Oh my fucking God.
Buster. Oh shit. Speaking of Samoa Joe, look at the state of the poor fucker.
Oh man. The dick on his face.
This is the years they wasted this. What a shame.
I assume they're taking down the Ultimate X structure.
Yes.
And that's why we're buying time here.
And or making sure Chris Daniels is alive. One of the two.
Yeah, there you go.
What a roster, though, huh? Matt Morgan.
God.
Wrestling's best versus wrestling's future.
We have to warn everyone now. The match is fucking awesome, unfortunately, and
yes,
it's one of Kurt's most famous carry job matches.
Listen, Ibu's a scumbag, but he and I both agree. I don't know if he's still in chat. Matt Morgan fucking rocked. Okay,
really,
fucking ruled.
No.
I was all in, brother.
Really? How old
I was in 8.
The DNA of TNA, the blueprint.
Yeah, I was in.
Okay. This is a heavy one. Why is Joe wearing face paint? This is at the end of his Nation of Violence campaign, where he came back as like a wild. Basically, Vince Russo wanted him to be Umaga, and he came back with a knife too, and he tried to kill Scott Steiner, and then he turned heel and joined the main event Mafia. And then he was managed by Taz for about a month, and then Taz became a friendly color commentator, and he still had the paint. I don't know, man.
I almost bought an action figure of Joe with the paint, but it was like $80
Jack's made
$1.
Jack's made one, right? I think.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea.
Well,
I think so.
Yeah, I regret not getting into the Joe TNA figures. My friend has the Joe rookie figure that came with the X Cup, the big trophy, and the towel. And yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
That's sick.
Yes. The WWE made those pretend Hasbros they do? They made a Joe of those, which is fucking beast.
Yeah.
You don't say.
There you go. Look how cool that looks, dude. Like I'm an open the figure guy, but like you can't open that. That figure's way
Mhm.
cooler with the package. Look at it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I only have a certain amount of the retros they made, but that was one I had to get.
Yeah, they didn't make. I mean, Joe's one of those guys. Like once you make him once, you basically made him because he doesn't really. He just kind of changes the color of half his trunks occasionally, right? So
Yeah, I have
What a beast.
his WWF rookie figure, the NXT one.
yeah.
Yeah.
His AEW figure actually turned out pretty well, to my surprise. It's good.
Joe, I know you talk about it with Randy as well. Like, a guy doesn't get that many action figures anymore because it doesn't change his
Yeah.
gear very much. For some reason, burned into my memory on the Randy Orton DVD. He like gets to the building and he lays down like 3 pairs of trunks. He's like, "What do I go with? The green, the red, or the white for tonight?" It's so funny to me. I have no idea why.
It's just, I mean, it's great. It's tremendous stuff. I
For
always
some, like, I
things
think
like-
when I was a kid, I assumed that he had like multiple pairs of each, but it was literally only 3 pairs of trunks.
Yeah.
It rules.
and like he's big roll of the dice is when he wears the red. That's when you know it's like
Yeah.
bro, big show. I always loved Regal would talk about. He used to say to heels, you should strive to be such a good heel that the kids buy your figure so they can beat you up with the baby.
Hell yeah.
And that's just wrestling, right? What
Yeah.
a great way of looking at your job. Like, because I bet he's right. I bet there were kids in the early 2000s that bought his figure exclusively to stunner him.
Mm-hmm.
Brother,
Yeah,
Randy
yeah,
was
yeah.
taking pins to Cena every night in my room.
There you go. There you go. That's the game, brother.
Well,
Tremendous. Oh,
Huh.
Jesus. Sports style presentation.
The fucking
Who's that
copper cap?
referee? Who is that fella? I've never seen that referee before in my life.
Simon Pegg.
Oh my God, guys. Camera work is crazy.
Oh, here comes Hebs.
A big man is back. Bob's boy is here. Bob, you're a big El Hebner fan. I'm surprised you didn't, kind of pop bigger for that,
They're doing the "You Screwed Brett" chant 12 years after.
Sounds like TNA. Based on that reaction, maybe they should do a repeat of the Montreal Screwjob angle in a couple months with Hogan, AJ, and Kurt. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
he's too much of a man. Oh, she's feeling it.
Bro, what the fuck is going on this pay-per-view presentation?
This has been going on for the last 15 fucking minutes because that promo went 12.
Yeah.
Bob, did you know Earl Hebner had a TNA shirt?
Did he?
Yeah, it was striped like a referee shirt. It said, "Damn right I did."
Didn't he get an action figure maybe too?
Oh,
Maybe?
yeah, he did.
Dixie got an action figure, I know that. That was like apparently Richard said that was a bit in the office. Like they always used to someone would have the Dixie action figure. It was like a whole thing because they had like a whole marketing campaign of like get the Dixie action figure, and everyone thought it was so funny because they never promoted anything else ever.
Hilariously, I know that one, and very hilariously, the Brooke Tessmacher figure is like one of the more rare TNA figures amongst collectors. So it's like $50 to $100 online.
Well, by that point, by the time they would have made a Brooke figure, I'd imagine they wasn't like the kind of thing that you could get in a store at that point. They must have been pretty niche by then because that figure line with Jax died a death very quickly, didn't it?
Well, I found I bought in the wild the bearded 2013 AJ. Like they made a Jax figure. Yeah, so like they were still getting distribution at that point in time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I know they had big intentions for because for those of you who don't know, folks, I know we're getting deep in the weeds here as Madison Rain does a sick kick. But they did a thing where so Mattel got WWE, so obviously fans were really upset about Jax losing the license. So when TNA got Jax, if you go back and read those conversations, people were like, this is big business. They've got Hogan coming in and they've got the Jax figure license.
And they made some good figures.
Yeah, and they hadn't had figures for a couple of years at that point, and they did make some good ones. You're right. Obviously, it wasn't ideal that the Hogan stuff happened when their line launched. They had the packaging was 6-sided ring, all that shit was changed, obviously, which isn't ideal, but yeah.
It was Jackson. Marvel or Toy Biz was the original ones that made that. Yeah, which included the likes of America's Most Wanted, the alpha male Monty Brown. That's how Chris Sabin got his rookie figure, AJ's rookie figure. But the Jax ones, yeah, there was a really good Hernandez. There were some good AJs.
There's a good Joe. There's a good Joe when he gets the old trunks back. That's good. Yep.
That's right. Yeah, it's a fascinating time. There were several Hogans, and of course, there's Ken Anderson and whatnot. But there was it's a fascinating time.
Van Dam. Yeah, there was. I remember we did the Bobby Roode Grin Grapple. We found that It Factor Bobby Roode figure too, which was pretty sweet. Yeah. This era that they're about to approach has. What a roster they had! My goodness, unbelievable talent.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, the babyface team was pretty sweet, guys. I got to say. Are they going home?
My God!
Oh
my.
1, 2, and 3.
It's incredible the way they dressed that match up. My God.
I think she broke her nose on that German.
Yeah. They got stuck, didn't they? Madison took a drop kick and went to bump and then just started. It was strange. I don't know what happened. Was that even 5 minutes? It wasn't, was it?
No.
I think the pre-match with Lacey Von Erich getting her rocks off with Earl Hebner was longer than that shit.
Bro, are they both hurt? Did both parties on that finish get hurt?
Oh, no. What was the name of this stable?
World Elite, all right? World Elite. Now, we've done this before. Jim Cornette is an absolute piece of shit. But, for this one occasion, his story about this situation is one of the funniest things. It's the thing that got him fired from TNA.
Is this
this story?
Is this the Eric Young lays out Sting story? Yes.
They were going to do... So, Jim Cornette's assignment was to get Hernandez over. And he showed up, he didn't show up, but they sent the TV format, and Russo booked Sting versus Hernandez in a babyface match. And he was mad about that to begin with, and then the finish was that Eric Young was going to come out and beat up both of them. And he's ranting and raving, fucking Russo this, and then he concludes with Eric Young can live to get over another day. Which would have been me when they was talking about Wheeler Yuta last week. Listen, folks, we can do this with Wheeler Yuta another time.
Is that where we're fucking at? We're comparing Wheeler Yuta to Eric Young? Come on, man.
Listen. I love Eric Young as a talent. He had been an absolute buffoon on this show for 4 years? 3 years?
I'm sorry. That's where we're going with it. Okay, we're back on track. Man, Kurt Angle looks completely normal.
Oh, completely, yeah. The reason it's insane is because Russo loves Eric Young, and so do I. But you can't just do it overnight. You can't even just beat up Sting. You have to be in a comedy babyface.
Look at this! Hey, man, fuck it. Oh, that pile driver and Hernandez look pretty fucking sick.
We need a poll in the chat on Eric Young versus Wheeler Yuta.
Nash, hey man, World Elite. Fuck it.
Look at that picture of Booker behind them. That was beast.
Oh, this is a match that happened.
Yeah. This is proper WrestleMania booking in the sense of these fellas haven't got nothing else to do on the show,
It's TNA Kevin Nash, also known as 2024 Nikita Lyons.
Bob, did you see that match on Tuesday?
I didn't.
No?
No, NXT doesn't air live here. I told you that, so never gonna watch it.
I'm going to be aggressive.
Still so bad.
I told you that, you piece of shit. Pay some attention when I'm talking to you. Sorry, bro.
Bobby, have you seen the Kevin Nash Mick Foley match from this point in time? The absolute bloodbath they had.
No.
It's on YouTube, and it's a match that, I think Oracle and I talked about it at one point in time, but, they have this unbelievable bloodbath that is awesome, but then the finish, of course, is very Russo, where there's, 10 run-ins, but, I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it to the Grappler group chat, because it's a very unlikely performance from Kevin Nash in the early 2010s.
Hell yeah.
Nash, even because he understood wrestling, he was still capable. It just, he would only care once every decade, But he has a match with AJ that's pretty good around this time.
Yeah.
And he's also correct when he said, as an older man, like all he had to do was cut himself, and he was pretty much cool, right? If he bladed, he'd be fine. Like,
dude, the Kevin Nash TNA run was told so well within his. It's literally within like his first 2 or 3 appearances on TNA television, where he's getting out of the ring and he kind of slips and bumps it, like he hits his ass on the apron, and he goes, "Oh, that one's on the house. That one was on the house."
I need the big LG to level up and get to that point in the game, you know? Imagine him
And of
doing that
course-
at the Performance Center on the CW.
Nash's first match in TNA, if I remember correctly, it was the 6-man where it was Jarrett Hall and Nash against AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yep.
Oh my god.
What a promotion, huh?
The Legends Championship? I've
Yeah,
never heard
so-
of this.
Booker T introduced this.
So there
Um,
was this like prince in Saudi Arabia who got really into TNA, right?
Booker T introduced this at like a Vegas TV. And then AJ Styles beat him for it. And then I guess Nash beat, and then it just became a belt. And then eventually it becomes the Global Championship, which is part of, you know, and then it becomes the TV title. And then at some point it just disappears. They just stop using it.
So if I may, very quickly, Sean Hernandez was a fucking hell of a wrestler and an amazing athlete for a guy of his size. He's a guy that I watched on the local scene here in Texas for years and years. I remember his first big shot that he got was a booking in CZW at Best of the Best 4 in 2004 against Chris Hero. That was like the first big booking he got. And he was like the standout of the state of Texas. And when he got the call to be like the gun, the hired gun, the heavy in LAX, it was like, all right, people are going to see what he can do. The thing is, though, he always had this reputation that followed him. He was always very ready to start a fight with people at a moment's notice, be it a wrestler or a fan. And the Kurt Angle thing I mentioned earlier didn't help him much at all, but he's a guy that he got in his own way repeatedly. He should have been a much bigger deal in wrestling than he was. And
does he still work?
No, he was for a while. I know.
Yeah. Do you remember he had that big Lucha Underground blow up? Do you remember that? This was interesting because this was a significant time. So he was, remember those Lucha Underground contracts where guys like sign for life? He thought he was out of one, and he tried to join the beat. Yes, the Prince program. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He tried to join the Beatdown Clan, MVP's TNA group, and he was not out of his contract, and so they had to cut him. Yes.
Yeah, they had to like cut the TV around it, right?
Yes, they had to just take all of their segments off the TV, and that was the end of MVP's run. Wild era of
He
TNA,
did have
Destination America.
He worked a couple dark matches in the Fed, like in the like 03 or some shit like that. But yeah, he was. I mean, him and Homicide were fucking magic together. They were a fantastic tag team. Yeah, he's just definitely a guy that I think, knowing his trainers and the way he was brought up, I think he got some bad advice that stuck with him, and it kind of tainted his whole career. So that being said, I am truly fascinated to see what Kevin Nash does in this match.
Well, I reckon he's not going to be doing much, so you get them. I'd imagine Eric Young is going to bump like a madman in this match because that's his only chance, let's be honest. He's already started.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, Bobby, the Guardians tied up the game. Did you see this?
They did. It was crazy. I just put it on my phone.
Oh my gosh! Eric Young.
Get that on the ground.
They were up 6-1, bottom of the six. How did that
happen? Not much, to be honest. I mean, I'm enjoying myself, but it feels like we've had one match thus far, and I don't think this is going to change that. So we're plodding along here. Timestamp, if possible, folks. Novi.
I was going to leave it to Coach.
Oh.
50-35.
50-35.
I need film to study.
Yeah,
There you go.
he did. Bob did look ready to strike there too. He sort of
Exactly, yeah.
I'm used to it, man. I hear timestamp. I go hit the
Yeah.
button and
it's your instincts. I get it.
It's flashbacks.
There you go. Nash went over there. What a professional. What a pro.
The very small thing that probably doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but those posts, the turnbuckle posts that are squared and not round, always make me very nervous that someone's going to run into the corner of it, like split their head open.
That's what fucked Christopher Daniels up, right? And AEW guys, fellas, wasn't that it? Brainbuster and Novi. Do you remember this?
Oh yes, yeah, his eye.
The eye thing?
Yeah.
I thought that was like a botched super kick. I might be tripping though.
No.
Elbow drop, Nash.
hell yeah.
Bob said, hell yeah.
Got him off his feet.
That's right. Who's got color?
Eric Young, I think, the back of his head.
Oh, was that from like the first thing that happened in the match?
I think so. Yeah.
Eric Young was such a fucking beast, bro. My understanding is he still wrestles like that too, which is like he's still in
match we talked
TNA
about,
wrestling like that. It's crazy.
The AMW Team Canada match where he has that giant fucking goose egg in the middle of his forehead because he took a flare flop on the outside.
That match is unbelievable.
It's magical. Yeah.
The Dax wasn't the one who fucked up his wrist. I think it was Cash.
It was Cash, yeah.
And it was not on the post. It was on like the
Yeah.
connector metal piece. He just
Yeah,
gashed
it was-
his arm open.
It was what they've got covered up. You see on the corner there, like
Mhm.
the
Oh, I
connects the
see.
buckle. Post. Yeah, they didn't have AW didn't cover that, and his skin like went through it. It was absolutely disgusting, dude. He almost retired after
Yikes.
that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
remember that.
horrible. But they
It
were
was
in the
like
middle
for a
of a
match.
match.
Wasn't that Lucha Brothers match?
No, it was PMP, Santana and Ortiz.
Oh yeah, I was like very excited for that one.
yeah, man. And
Fucking
then
terrifying.
you could tell when he came back, he didn't trust his arm. It was
Mm-hmm.
weird. Like it fucked him up a lot. And I remember they were wrestling, and blood just started pouring.
Yeah,
I immediately
It
went
was
home.
bad.
Honestly.
It was really bad.
Yeah, really bad. They had
I remember
FTR,
thinking he
man.
fucking died in that moment.
Yeah, it
Everyone
was
was on time
horrible.
on was freaking out. It was like, ugh.
FTR had that really and they've talked about it a lot, so I'm not speaking out of turn, but they were really struggling with their confidence, and then that happened in a weird way. Like I think they kind of clicked after that because they had some perspective, you know. Like Cash was ready to retire. It's fucking crazy.
God damn, pal.
Yeah, man. And that'd be summer 2021, right? So like then after that you have the FTR matches, you have all the
Yeah.
belts, all that
Yep.
stuff. Look at this heat, by the way, on Hernandez here. Look at Nash. Like he's doing a WWF TV taping in Poughkeepsie.
Nash did have one of the best TNA t-shirts in 07 or 08. I don't know if any of y'all are old enough to remember like that line of Johnny Cash t-shirts that were just black with white text that said Cash across the front.
Oh yeah.
They
I got
made
it.
one. They made one that said Nash.
That's
And then on
beast.
Yeah, and on the back it said Big 60 Tour 2007 or 08. Whatever it was.
That's
there
so
you go.
beast.
There you go.
Are these fucking ad breaks that we're getting here? What is going on here?
So basically, my understanding is that the version of the pay-per-views that they kept were the ones that they would ship to like UK TV and international TV.
Ah.
Why that is, I have no fucking earthly idea. But it's the same way on their streaming service. Like you have blackouts. It's very strange.
That's so weird.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find a photo of the TNA Impact video game Kevin Nash model. So just keep me included
Yes.
on what's happening.
Yes.
My apologies for the typing here, folks, but this is worth it, I promise. Alex's response there tells you all you need to know.
Man,
Oh,
Big
yes.
Hernandez just pulled himself up to the ropes there.
All right, let me add this here.
He's
I
been
have
good,
some-
but Eric Young, he's been informed this match. This is crazy.
He's great, dude. He's one of the most
Oh.
underrated wrestlers of this generation.
He had NXT Eric Young. I mean, people remember like the multi-man matches, the tag matches and shit, but he had that awesome singles match with Roddy Strong. Can you believe that, Joe? That Roddy Strong had a great singles match,
Oh, yeah.
and he had a really good one with Ty Dillinger too.
Yeah, they had like a
he's
cage
great.
match, didn't they? They had a fucking cage match, Dillinger and Eric Young. Yeah. Okay, what's the time,
Whoa!
fellas?
Good
What's
lord.
the timestamp? Because my gimmick messed up when I was getting pictures of Kevin Nash.
55-55.
All right, cool. We go.
Man,
Look at this.
big
Here we go,
sh-
boys. Here, everyone, lock
Let's
in.
do it.
Here it comes. Look at that. That would be model. So in the career mode, he would be like a mentor, and then you unlock him, and this is how you play it as Kevin Nash. This is what he was dressed like when you played as Kevin Nash.
Why does he look like he's
Defensive
giving like
coordinator.
Shane McMahon jabs?
Yeah. Yes, also funny. Yes. Yeah. One of the things with that game that's like a quirk is everyone's the same height. Like, even though their models will suggest otherwise, when they're standing next to each other, they're absolutely the same height. So, yeah, very funny.
One of the things that drove me crazy was that Petey Williams. Petey Williams was only available on the Xbox 360 version and not the PS3 because I'm a loyal Sony kid.
That's filth. Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't AJ have like the short trunks on only one of them too, rather than the like Christian
Yeah.
Cage coalition look?
Yeah. Man, Sean Hernandez is huffing and puffing like me, walking a block in summer heat.
Imagine the state of the Nash Hernandez singles here.
Look, I think we're seeing it, man. Nash throwing those flipper punches.
Oh my god!
Oh! We're back, boys. TNA. TNA.
Look at him.
Someone said in the chat it's got 1 star. This isn't that bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Not 1 star bad. No.
Someone said the women's match was rated higher by.
I think they said the women's match got 1.25, and this was rated worse.
Was different back then, bro.
Nash just done kicked him in the fucking neck. Hernandez is getting in the ring, and Nash is like, "Not taking my fucking money."
Oh my goodness!
Dude, okay. I got real excited. I thought he was going to set him up for a power bomb. I was like, "Let's fucking go."
I think he was for a minute, but then.
Oh my god!
Cut on his mouth too? Now?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Whoa! EY nearly broke his arm with that elbow drop because he landed like right across the man's arm. That was crazy.
That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
All right.
The way he pulled down the straps for him.
Look how fucking jacked Nash is. Good God.
Always looks great. Always.
He's telling Sean, "Here we go, kid."
2 years after this, he'd been a feud with CM Punk.
Oh,
I was pumped.
Oh. Oh my god.
Did him in the cock? Oh my god.
That wasn't a 1, bro. That was a crazy pin. Big
how have
six.
we never heard Nash say, "I fucking put Eric Young over"?
EY didn't even try and get his shoulders down. He said, "This brother ain't fucking. He ain't putting his shoulders down for this shit. I'm just gonna referee can count. We'll be fine." That is incredible.
That tattoo on his back is fucking crazy. His own name.
On like a brick wall. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
And it's like a really shitty brick wall.
Bob should get that tattoo.
Wait, I need to see that again.
It just says Bob.
You could do just Bob, or you could do Robert O'Neill 31 with the hat.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
The general manager in between them.
Look how small he is.
The font he got
Yeah.
for the tattoo is like the Neversoft logo, like the developers of the Tony Hawk games.
The A should have had like the spike going
The
through, like the eyeball.
Yeah.
Atlas Security getting a paycheck in 2009. I like that. Oh, there's fucking steroid.
Oh, beer money. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
No, can I get a timestamp?
Yeah. 1 hour and 10 seconds. 11. 12.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, boss.
Magnus looks like a child. I always forget that he got started when he was like 19 in wrestling.
He's very young. He's had to invest some in his hairline, and he bless him. Look at him there. Jesus, well, he's hanging on for all he's got.
He ain't fucking losing, man. He's married to Mickey James.
Well, let me be clear, folks.
he's been very open about going and getting his hair sorted out. You know, I'm not knocking the man. I'm a fan. I just, you know, you could see it, right? You could trace it back, you know.
Have they made that part of the story? Like he went to Turkey to get fake hair plugs.
No one would ever do that, bro. Come on.
Ah,
No
my
one
bad.
would do
My
that.
bad. Yeah.
No one would do that on a wrestling show. What's wrong with you? It hasn't changed. The business hasn't changed that much, Alex. Come on.
All right, double header. The TNA and IWGP tag titles are on the line.
My fucking god.
Machine Gun Carl Anderson watching on from Tokyo, figuring out who they're going to work next month.
Him and fucking Tensai. What's his shit name?
Matt Bloom.
Matt Bloom. There you go. All right,
An
brother.
incredible font specifically for the IWGP.
Yeah.
Not at all problematic.
It is what it is.
Might as well hit the fucking Oriental Express, the fucking Bull Nakano theme song there.
Don't forget Takeshi Morishima, brother.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah. Why did they leave that in that video? Like
Insane to me.
Because the guy who runs that channel is a fucking beast.
And also
He moved
the
funny.
Very true.
ring announcer said his name was Morishimo.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
All right. I know I'm amongst people who haven't seen this show. I want you to watch Booker T, and I've said before, think about it's Friday at after your lunch break and the holiday break is about to start. The effort level he gives in this match is beneath that.
Look
Fuck
at the way
yeah.
he's walking.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Okay, that, and then also, I'm not going to tell you when or how it happens. There's a point in this match that Bobby Roode should have broken his back, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, Booker and Scott are in very different points here in their lives. Booker is on his way out of the territory. Scott is concerned he might be, and his peers have decided they would like Scott to stay. And so there is an extended portion of this match, I'm going to warn you now, folks, that is basically dedicated to let's get Scott a new contract. And it works. I want to know it does work.
For the
In
boys.
fact, it only works for a little bit because then he goes and then he says that Hogan's a motherfucker and then he comes back, I think. So I get confused.
I mean, true.
Was that like the Hall of Fame where they put the picture of him on the wall and like, don't let this man in? Yeah.
Yeah, because he was one of the first wrestling tweeters ever, wasn't he? Remember, he was like tweeting every day about wanting to kill Hulk Hogan because he ruined TNA.
So the belts are on the line, the IWGP belts.
Yes.
They didn't fucking bring them.
It might be. Are they doing the thing where there's two finishes, like you win one and then or is it for both?
If I remember
just-
correctly, they have one of each tag title hanging above the ring.
Okay.
They have one of the IWGP and one of the
okay.
TNA ones. Yeah.
I didn't know it was
just-
that kind of match.
You know, I miss most tweets, but someone sent this to me. Brainbuster was the one who isolated, so I'm bringing it up for that reason. Someone's compared Joe Hendry to Bobby Roode on Twitter.com this week.
Yeah.
And I got like, because I honestly try not to scroll the timeline. There's feeds that I'll scroll, some that are friends, some to pop myself, but I very seldom would just scroll the timeline. And I got sent that, and I legitimately felt myself like tense, like there's no way Bobby Roode can be remembered as just the glorious guy. We cannot let this happen. It's injustice.
That is very, man. A look is Bubba Ray Dudley sporting here.
That will be what I look like in Vegas, brother. This has got to be the worst shape he was ever in, right?
Yes.
Like, my God.
Which
And that's why
which-
he gets himself
all
in good-
bullshit. Exactly. I was gonna say all bullshit about him aside. He got in ridiculous shape for that Bully Ray run. So
Yes, he did. And he's
And
good in
Dean-
that run. He is.
oh yeah, he's fantastic. And Devon is my favorite wrestler shape here, where he's clearly still eating like I eat, but he's just working out his arms and his traps. So like he can do those poses and look fucking awesome.
Okay, I've so actually Giant Bernard and the Machine Gun Carl Anderson were 8 months away from being the world's tag team champions. So they got a bit of a wait here, sadly.
Bad Intentions, wasn't that their name?
It was indeed, yeah. They had the belts for 564 days. That's how long they had the belts.
Yeah, we got one.
564 days. Holy shit.
one of each up there, and none of those ladders around the ring are tall enough to reach that point.
Look at Bubba doing like the shooter gimmick at the start of the match, like getting an orthodox stance, like he's going to throw bombs. Oh my God, Booker is already popping me. Bob Roode's trying to find something to wrestle.
Mr. Big Dude, we are at 106, 01, 02, 03, 04.
Doug Williams is one of the great British grapplers.
Yes.
Was absolutely superb in the 2000s and actually gets a mini push in the Hogan regime because Bischoff just thought he was just tremendous. Loved his work. So he actually gets a little bit of a shove, and he's like the TV champ. He works with AJ some. Great worker, man. Really, really good.
He was the big British guy that got brought over for like the pure title tournament in Ring of Honor, like before Nigel even. Like he was the guy that got brought over.
It's important to note too, like I think people confuse this because of Nigel's presence. You know, Nigel to a lot of the workers was just an American grappler because where he trained. Famously, Nigel trained where Machine Gun trained, right? The Les Thatcher spot in Ohio, I'm pretty sure it was. Scotty just fell down. And famously, Regal told Nigel, you're going to have to do the British style to stand out here. And that's when he became good. Because if you watch Nigel's early indie stuff, it's no good at all.
Yeah.
Back in those days, go for it, Alex. You can speak to that. It was he transformed overnight, Nigel, didn't he?
Yeah, I was just agreeing. Like, you can even find like his first like Ring of Honor bookings, like he just wrestles like any of those other guys there. And it was a while before he became like the joint manipulation and the left pellet pendulum lariat and shit like that, And
I say all this to say, you mentioned about being flown in. To modern fans, that may not seem like a big deal because the Brit Rest boom of the 2010s, guys were getting flown a lot. It was a big deal to be flown in from the British scene back then, dude. It was not common. That scene was not healthy like that. Like, getting flown in was a feat.
It was that trio of Sabre, Osprey, and that other guy that like broke down that whole thing of like, oh, these guys are coming over regularly. But to your point, and that's also when you and me and people that reflect on that era talk about the Japanese talent that was flown over. Those motherfuckers came over with something to prove, man. When they got flown over, like when Kenta, those first few shots he got flown over for, which makes it all the funnier that, years later Okada would come over and not leave his feet, on a whole tour of the U.S. But it was a different time, man.
It was, yeah. It was a bit of a middle ground, wasn't it, really, in terms of the explosion of accessibility and such.
To circle it back to Doug Williams, though, I think the biggest thing a lot of modern fans would need to know about him is he's the guy that pioneered the chaos theory, the O'Connor roll into the German suplex.
Which I guess most people watching this will know is Chad Gable's finish, right? I think.
Yeah.
Chad does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love me some Beer Money. What a team.
So good.
We had a
Corey
chance.
and I were talking about doing Cage Match Chronicles Beer Money.
Yeah.
And we like checked their cage match, and like the top 7 matches are all Motor City Machine Gun matches.
AMW had a better run because TNA was more tag team wrestling friendly at the time. Booker T just did the worst Brainbuster ever.
He's already got his email forwarded. Like he's got the message, the auto response. Like I'm on vacation. So,
and there's a funny follow up to that, which I'll get to at the end of this match. But the main event Mafia is coming to a close here, but it wasn't supposed to be that way. I'll get to that once we're done here. But
respect.
Now, Bobby Roode was Booker's first opponent, wasn't he, in TNA? They did a program with Sharmell and Tracy, right?
Well, Booker's debut, right? It was Nash and Angle against Sting and Booker T in the main event of a pay-per-view.
Like Genesis, maybe?
Oh, no. Give him the Justin Roberts. Oh, man, you see Scott there? He was buying out, man. He was just flexing like a motherfucker. Oh,
shit. My goodness. Booker is a zombie. Here he goes.
I was about to say, is this the part?
Here he goes. It's time to be king again. For one night only, we're going back to 91, brother. Let's fucking go.
Steiner Mania is running wild, baby.
Look at the way the boys are bumping. Look. Everyone's like, this keeps Scotty around. He's fun. Oh my God.
Jesus.
He didn't kill him.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
It's
Uh-oh.
fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh.
oh, he
That's on
can
commentary.
barely get up there.
That was awesome.
See what I'm saying, folks?
Listen to the crowd.
I wanted to highlight, and then look at that cut to Booker at ringside. Look, this is crazy. This happened in the same match.
Oh my.
Oh, dude,
Jeez.
Booker is trying to murder Nick Aldis. Like, he's just trying to kill him. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, Booker's not trying to murder. He's trying to go home. But Scott is trying to kill him.
Booker's trying to murder his TNA run.
Yeah, he successfully so.
He's up again.
Look at Scotty.
Get
He was
him
gonna go to the
again.
top rope. He said, "Fuck this."
So it was a bit too high for me there.
That's the end of Booker T
Oh.
and TNA. And a year later, when they started the Immortal angle, the idea was going to be to bring back the main event Mafia. They even did a vignette to promote it. Unfortunately, Kevin Nash and Booker T showed up at the Royal Rumble, and that was the end of that. So, yes. And I think, and someone in the chat confirmed this for me because I'll break my internet if not, if I look myself. I think
my
Scott
God.
just fell on a ladder.
Dearly.
I think Booker T actually worked one more TNA show after this as a house show. Like 4 months later, he did like a one shot. I'm almost certain this happened. If you can
Like-
research this for me, go on his cage match, you'll see if it's there. I could be making it up, I don't know.
Like Hogan doing that European tour in '93 after he lost to Zuna.
I think he just popped out and worked the TNA main event. If you can highlight this for me in the chat, I'd be very, very appreciated because I'm almost certain. Look at this. Look, Jake's got it. May
May
2020. So
Oh, I'll
7
take
months later.
2009. I don't know why.
Yeah, so because I think the idea was like Booker thought that maybe they'd call him, and he just kind of waited around and chilled. And then by the time they did want to use him, he wanted to do the WWF run. Booker's a really interesting wrestler historically because I like Booker, and I think like his charisma pops me, and I think there's like a lot of charm to him as a wrestler. But the boys perceive Booker as like a premier in-ring guy. Like if you listen to the way they talk about Booker, and I'm not saying I think he sucked, I don't, but like there's not many Booker T matches that I would cite that way. You know, it's just interesting.
And it's not even like modern shit. You can go back and listen like from the early 2000s. Brett said like, you know, when I got there, one of the guys I wanted to wrestle was Booker T, and it's like, okay, like cool, but I don't know if I see it the same way.
Right. Like, and again, I think we all think Booker's good, right? It's just his peers talk about him with absolute just reverence, how just sharp his stuff was. Very interesting, I think. Some guys are like that, you know.
On that house show.
Oh,
that
hell
Booker was
yeah.
on, Mojo worked Desmond Wolf. Oh, baby.
Well,
Where was
hello.
that house show at?
It was
Brainbuster?
in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Probably like 50 people there.
Man, we just got a
Farm.
litany of unprotected chair shots to the head.
Yeah, we did. The Dudley Boys way.
Oh.
Imagine Bubba like telling Aldis he's going to take a chair shot to the head and call him a pussy. Bob Roode just took a ridiculous ass bump.
Look at that chair. Oh, it was on the fucking chair. Jesus Jones. All right.
This match fucking rules.
This is chaos. Be right back, fellas. Bob, you need anything?
No, I'm good. Thanks, man.
My goodness, folks.
Joey should point out the match that Wesley just found, apparently. Booker T, Blue Demon Jr., and Messias versus Big Daddy V, Hernandez, and Shelton Benjamin.
What's that?
Yeah, we need a date on that one, brother.
Shelton. So if Shelton was
He just he just like Zach Wild.
well,
Bully Ray just hugged Zach Wild like they were brothers
Oh.
for life.
you know he's on the Busted Open these days, folks. Bob Ray Dud. I don't know if you've heard.
He is.
Yeah.
What kind of
Definitely
things to say
something-
on there?
Yeah, it's definitely something I ever have to hear about every fucking week. Oh my god. Devon's little leap into that headbutt is
You know the-
insane by this point.
Yeah.
Was
What's that?
Good stuff, fellas.
Thanks.
November 6, 2010. in
Tijuana, Mexico.
That match probably was disgusting. Can you imagine? Wow.
How old was Big Daddy V in 2010?
Well,
Didn't he work All Japan that year as well?
Yeah,
They post. I saw the timeline clip of that the other day.
Yeah.
I retweeted it.
That's how I found it.
Okay, this is specifically asking Bob. Trey wants timestamp. Bob, go for it.
Absolutely, Trey. 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 12 seconds.
See, the thing with Bob is the hospitality, right? It's the way that
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
Absolutely, Trey. Yeah, it's like he's a waiter at a restaurant. It's just
Well,
bad.
see that's the thing. Coach is always going to be kind to the fans. Always going to be kind to the media. But when it gets in that locker room, shit gets serious.
It's true.
He can. You don't realize, folks, when we go off the air, the Bob post match speech can be a lot. When he starts reviewing everyone did, it's a little bit much, but we need him around. We need to hold us accountable.
But the pre-show speech, you want to run through a wall. That's
Oh hell yeah!
This I know this match still needs to be going on, to be honest with you, but it's still they're going for it. You can't argue with it. Oh my god, more chair shots to the head. Bob didn't even bother like pretending he was going to put his hand up on that, huh? Just like.
What's the timestamp, fellas?
Novi, you got it?
I'll take it. 1 hour, 17 minutes, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16.
All right, let's go.
Coming on 1:17:20 now, folks. There you go. Scotty is back in business. He just yelled at Bubba, "Get up!"
And Bubba did not get up.
We look at Scotty, man. Look at his belly. Oh, fucking awesome! What a
Get up there and go for the belts, brother.
That's the thing with Scott is like his matches in TNA generally sucked, but he was
Did
funny.
he just position the ladder so he could fall into it? Or I mean the table.
He literally looked at the table and was like, "Where do I need to go to bump in this table?"
Dude, the most egregious one of those ever was when Edge and Taker had a TLC match. Like the Undertaker, like it's so obvious.
Yeah.
As you were saying, Alex.
Oh no! I was literally just like chiming in with what you guys were talking about. Like it's so funny to see the old timers like, well, this is what I got to do. So,
Are you talking about the match where Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder take those hellacious bumps to the table?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's like off the top rope to the outside. It's like an Undertaker chokeslam. They just get dropped on their fucking heads.
I hope those fellas, like, whatever happens, I hope they can always make some money off being edge heads one day.
Yeah.
First one he went for was the IWGP. He wants to work Japan, brother.
Look at Devon's feet. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking Christ.
Oh.
Look at Devon.
Christian, get the Rhino.
We've had like 3 like near deaths on this show thus far. Like, good God, man. Devon there just was shaking. Why is Rhino attacking what's this?
Oh, fuck. He just hit him in the head. Yes. God fucking bless.
The people didn't really seem to care that Rhino came out.
Yeah, Rhino's run's kind of over at this point.
Oh my God. Devon is just CTE.
See, it's crazy because like in my head, after the incidents of 2007, everyone stopped doing it, but that's clearly not the case. I mean, this is...
Nah, man.
What happened?
Oh.
No. Bob, to backtrack, you said that people didn't really care when Rhino came out. You could have just stopped after people didn't really care.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, you're not wrong, really. Fair. All right, the lads are going up. So now they're going to try and get the TNA belts. And this is a bit long, isn't it? I mean, it's fun, but I mean, Jesus wept. What, are they going an hour here?
The crowd definitely agrees. They've all sat down.
Yeah, they've had enough, haven't they?
I believe my aforementioned call out or my aforementioned reference of Bobby Roode should have broke his back is about to culminate.
Yeah. Another guy who cared too much. Oh, God. Oh, God. The lads have big ideas. The lads.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, fuck.
You definitely should have done that.
Storm went. Oh, that was
He
terrifying.
immediately grabs his.
Did you see the way Storm turned? Oh my god.
Here's the swerve. That's not it.
It's not.
Oh.
Storm part was more spooky there, wasn't it? He's in fucking agony though. Look at Bobby's face. Oh, he's gonna throw up, dude. Oh,
He does.
He couldn't
oh
even
my
do
god,
the
Bobby
the
is
top
done,
thing.
dude. Oh no. Chair shot to the back. Oh no. Thank God he kind of brothered that some. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with these fellas? Doing this on the same show as that Ultimate X, so like nothing you do is gonna outdo Daniel's spot is even funnier. Bob Roode is in hell right now, brother.
Oh hell yeah!
Shit. That's so sick. The duck into the punch is so sweet. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a good way to break a leg right
Ah.
there. Yeah, that hurt his ankles a ton, huh?
Man, Jimmy Storm's way too big a boy to be doing that shit, man.
Yeah, for real.
What a wrestler though.
Oh,
Oh my
absolutely.
god, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things they get right. There's actually a few. Like there is more than
Chair shot to the head, absolutely.
Well, the Hogan era, them like completely seeing the beer money both as money was, pun intended, was they were on the money. Great stuff.
Oh man, you landed that one.
Oh, tremendous. They both were top guys, weren't they? They really were. They were tremendous.
Oh yeah.
I think if
Are we
Russo had
on-
his way, they'd have just been in the same spot, both of them. Oh fuck, here it comes.
Yeah, we're on back break watch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me.
Oh,
Fucking
oh my god!
Fuck.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Imagine being a booker and being like, I have Bobby Roode. Here's my idea. Rob Terry. Here's what I've got for you. If I was a booker and I had Bobby Roode, I'd be so protective of the shit he does, and he did that. Like, fuck.
Like what broke the table? His shoulder blades, maybe? Like it was just all ass on the concrete, dude.
Look at him, dude. He's just flat on the concrete. Look.
He's gone. He's out.
Mick Foley standing backstage like, we are fucked.
And Vince Russo comes up to him. He goes, "Bro, I got this taser idea, right?"
Oh, that's one of those matches that's like, it's not a great match, but what a shift. Oh my god, we have the shooter cameras backstage. Oh my god, Joe has the fucking paint on to do double leg takedowns. Look at this. MMA build here.
Oh, he's got that sitting down line on his stomach. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, bro. Been there and done that.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe is him and Lashley have 2 pay-per-view matches in TNA, and they're both short and unsatisfying, which is funny because if Dave was announced to be wrestling next week on Dynamite, we would do like an emergency grin along for that. And we'd be like, let's fucking go. And I'm convinced it would be better than any of their matches in TNA just because it'd probably get a little more space, It's crazy.
That match would be pretty godly on a Dynamite.
Yeah. Which is like, I mean, to be fair, that does make some sense because Lashley has got a lot better since this. Like, I think he's probably, if you to imagine it as a graph, he's probably peaked and he's coming down now, Bobby, we're being honest, because of his age. But like, he's way better now than he was in 2009. The irony is, I think, even though he can do about 30% of the stuff, Joe might be better now just because he's not being, booked by Vince Russo,
Well,
Vince Russo fucking hated Samoa Joe, dude.
I don't get it. He's fat. He's Samoan. What am I gonna do with him?
There was that quote where Russo got mad that Joe was like on commentary for Raw. Do you remember that? He was like,
checks out, but no.
There's 5,000 people more qualified to be the commentator on Raw than Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe was awesome on commentary.
He was.
Yes. Since when was that even like part of being the color commentator? Like, obviously it's wrong, but even still, like, who gives a fuck?
One of the few good things of 2019 was him on commentary because it was that thing of like the fans always believed he would never be in a situation where he was intimidated. So if someone tried to talk shit to him, people would go, "Oh man, you fucked up."
It did that a couple times. It was sick every time.
Yeah, because Samoa Joe is awesome. One of the best ever.
Yeah, I'd have probably pushed him, to be honest with you.
It's pretty funny, like in that run. And again, this isn't condoning people as humans, but it's pretty funny that Brock Lesnar was like the star child under that regime, and he was the one who had to be like, "Let me work with this guy because I think I see money in him." Yeah. And you know what happened? They had one match on pay-per-view, and they built it like a fight. You know what happened? It sold tickets, and people bought it and watched it. It's amazing how that works out.
Can't be having that. They did that in TNA once. They had Kurt and Joe, and they sold it as a fight, and they did their highest pay-per-view buy. Can't do that. More Karen Angle drama, please.
I got curious.
Yes, Alex, Brainbuster, what happened?
I got curious, and I opened the live chat for this fucking TNA show.
Yeah.
And somebody said WWE equals we watch excrement.
Got him.
Take that, Bob. Alex, what was you going to say? I'll get to this comment. Go for it.
Well, if that's the case, then 4 times the amount of people prefer excrement over elite. So, you know. Anyway. Very, as we get into this, unapologetic mark for ODB. ODB was a fantastic addition, and she was a truly like a TNA original. I don't mean that they created her from the ground up, but they pushed her, and she was someone, especially at this point in time. And we've talked about this. We talked about this extensively on the Gail Kim Grin Grappler, but you cannot quantify to the modern fan how different TNA's women's division was than the WWF's at the time, and like how big of a difference that was, and how you would see, here she comes, you would see nothing like ODB on WWF's television, or if you did, it was to make someone seem stupid or white trash or like be the punchline of a storyline or some shit. And she's the fucking champion here. Just like someone who knew her character, like her look was always on the money for what she did, and was like, you know, believable as like a brawler in the ring. She had some of those. Yeah. I mean, she wasn't Rhea Ripley in terms of star power or fucking, what's the nerdiest name I can drop? She wasn't Manama Toyota in terms of like wrestling, but like, you know, she knew her character and was always very entertaining. And I think in the history of TNA is probably not someone that gets the Gail Kim, Victoria, Awesome Kong definitely get their props, and I think ODB deserves to be mentioned right up with them.
I'm with you. I think at this point, you know, because this is after another piece of shit, but you know, Dutch Mantel was very good at booking the Knockouts division in the way that Alex described in particular, and he loved Kong. He's gone at this point, so I think at this point that has faded some, but you still have the talent as you're talking about. There's a clear shift in the Knockouts division where it goes from a Dutch Mantel project to a Russo one. You know, you can see it change, switch accordingly. So yeah, that's an interesting bit of track. Like I think Alex's explanation is on the money, but I also do think sometimes I think TNA fans are a little bit generous to themselves about how long it was that way. You know, I think you'd agree, Alex, right? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Because we're talking about like, it was a short way, because if we're talking about like 06 or 07, that's still Tracy Brooks and Christy Hemme doing shit where they like pull each other's clothes off and stuff like that. Yes. And even when Gail Kim was there, they would do stuff with like Gail Kim got her pants pulled down and stuff like that. So, and anyone who's never is watching the show for the first time and has no idea about ODB, her like chest is meant to be comically oversized. Yes. Like that was part of her character too. It's not just like Sable type shit.
Apparently she's just fucking hilarious. Just absolutely hysterical in every setting.
She has like a food truck now, right?
Yeah, I was about to say she has a food truck.
Every story you hear about her, she's just an absolute blast. Just tremendous.
Victoria is one of those too. Tara here. She's literally the Trish Stratus story of a fitness model they signed to be a wrestler, and she just kind of fell in love with it and got good at it.
Yeah, she had that. I think. Like the word on the time, I remember revisiting this a couple of years ago and being surprised. A lot of people were critical of her TNA stuff and said that like she struggled without Fitz agenting because of what you just described. That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a lot of it, and what I did see was the Mickey match we did for Grin Grappler that was incredible. Do you remember that brawl they had for the Grappler?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So they do. those listening who aren't familiar, they do this like TNA match where it's like a worked shoot, but seems it's pulled off way better than any other worked shoot you've ever seen because they're really just pulling each other's hair and like, I'll fucking kill you. It's great stuff, man.
It was one. I love doing that. That Mickey grappler was so fun.
That was not a Tajiri endorsed tarantula there. I appreciated the idea, but it didn't look that good. Extensions flying in the ring.
Yeah, like so you know, to go back to that earlier, I mean, Kong is near the end of her run. Of course, she's about to beat the ever-loving fuck out of Bubba the Love Sponge in about 4 months. Which is one of the greatest ways. Yeah, one of the greatest ways anyone's ever left a wrestling promotion. So yeah, this near the end, and like they have damaged her aura by this point. She's always obviously great to watch at this time, but
by the time she got really to the States with any prominent bookings, she was kind of past her prime, right?
I would imagine so. I'm not super familiar with her stuff before. Obviously, the Gail Kim stuff is legendary, and obviously the WWE run got kind of cut short. So by the time she comes back to TNA, again, I don't know what she did in between. By the time she comes back to TNA, her knees are like gone. Okay, I forget what this was. Please, if anyone in the chat can remind me, what was this work shoot thing they did with Tara, please?
Oh,
this was like an MMA crossover, wasn't it?
Yeah, I forget that guy's name, but he was a coach.
You can tell the crowd's like buying into. They're all quiet, looking up.
Yeah, if someone can Google this for us, it'd be very much appreciated because this was like supposed to set up something and never did. I'm pretty sure.
TNA. Oh shit!
Bombs, Kings Road.
Let's go.
My goodness. Maybe we should have just got this match. I don't know.
Here you go. I don't have too much info, but the person that she fought was Kim Couture, the female MMA fighter and ex-wife of Randy Couture, with whom Tara had been in a war of words with in recent months. Jeremy Borash further confirmed the woman's identity on his Twitter. And then the incident was storyline and downplayed, to do work shoot.
So
and apparently they did a follow-up on Impact.
So basically they wanted Randy to have like a cameo and he probably couldn't do it. So then they tracks. This is the promotion that wet themselves to have fucking Marcus Davis and Frank Trigg on their telly.
No shit, man. They had Marcus Davis do the belt presentation for Samoa Joe's fucking coronation. Yeah.
So no one will get this now because, like, even if you're a big MMA fan now, I don't think anyone talks about Marcus Davis anymore.
Irish hand grenade.
The Irish hand grenade Mark Davis was like an action fighter, right, Alex? Like he was a guy he would have exciting fights, knockout punch. People liked him, but he wasn't like he wasn't someone who was up there, swinging with the best of them. He was just like
because of that, he had a very short shelf life because he was like regularly in wars. Yeah.
Yeah. And they treated him, who he was brought in to be like Samoa Joe's coach on TV, and they treated him like he was Fedor.
Yeah.
Like, it's Marcus Davis.
And I remember the show where Joe won the belt finally was in Boston, and they brought out Marcus Davis thinking he was going to get like a fucking Rocky in Philadelphia style welcome.
Wasn't it in, it's the spot in Massachusetts where he won the NXT belt. Where's the place called? Fuck, I should know this. I'm the Samoa Joe fan here. Lowell? Was it Lowell?
That makes sense. I remember the poster was Joe and Angle in a cage, and it had like shamrocks around it.
The shamrock, yeah. I think it was Lowell because I think that's where he won the NXT title on the house show.
Yes, sir.
And Joe, there you go. And Joe did like an interview a couple of years ago where he was like, I've never lost in Lowell. It was so sick.
That show was 16 months before this and drew 3,000 more people. No judgment, just stating.
No, yeah. Definitely should have gone away from that. Definitely didn't work.
Can you believe it took them till April 2008 to put the belt on Samoa Joe? They had him from June 2005.
Yeah, it's fucking revolting. That's why I get so frustrated with the constant like the tweets about WWE fumbling Samoa Joe. Not because I disagree with them, but because I just think what WWE did with him was far less
TNA
incriminating.
had him
than
in his
TNA did.
goddamn prime.
Exactly.
Dude.
Yeah. Like WWE could have done better with him, and they could have capitalized, but he did get hurt a lot, and it is what it is. TNA, the last 6 years of his run, he just does absolutely nothing of significance. It's fucking disgusting. That finish was awesome, by the way. The setup to it was revolting, but the finish was tremendous. That match was a mess in terms of the agenting. Great finish, though.
On the I was about to say, on the whole, there was some fun stuff there, but yeah, it was that was very bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe got hurt a lot, Cowan, to answer your question, Derby, and it was always the worst time. Like right after the fucking Brock feud, he got hurt. Like, he just had bad luck. It happens sometimes. I hate the injury-prone stuff because I just think it's like a slippery slope with athletes. He's been fine in AEW. It happens sometimes. But in WWE, when Joe was healthy, he was generally treated like a big deal. Like that was consistent. It's Matt. Brainbuster said, "Oh fuck you, Matt Morgan." By the way, and then he let it slide.
I need this shirt.
If you bought that shirt now, bro, I'll be so mad. Because that shit would cost you a pretty penny, you know it.
I'm gonna
Too.
look it up. Look it.
You'd be buying it from Matt Morgan directly, no doubt. Fucking warehouse of t-shirts, and they never sold. Tremendous stuff. Yeah, this is important too, right, Alex? The cheerleader Melissa was the Awesome Kong gal.
And God love her, like she didn't, and she shouldn't, because she's not, like, she didn't know how to do the accent, so she would just roll her R's on words that didn't have R's in them. She'd be like, "Awesome Kong!" And we'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
I can get this shirt for $40.
That's a steal, brother.
Yeah.
No, don't encourage him. This is Matt Morgan. Isn't he like a criminal now?
Who cares, bro? Who isn't a criminal?
Well, Bob would just say he's a patriot, you know?
Yeah.
All right, he's still
pipe
talking.
bomb, bro.
Pipe bomb. It's not one of those blackouts they love to give us there.
The blueprint, the DNA of TNA. He was coined a can't miss prospect for approximately 15 years.
You'd have thought this would have had a video package considering the way they were setting up earlier. Did they just come back to this? Like, here's Samoa Joe. He's going to Bobby Lashley. We're up next.
Okay. I found the differential in the DVD and the live stream. There is a video package for this on the DVD. What I'm assuming happened is they're using clips from Bobby Lashley's fights.
Oh, I thought it was a song. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Dude, this is driving me insane. The Tron or whatever is like, the videos are not censored correctly, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah, they keep like going halfway up the screen.
Yeah, ODB's logo was like,
isn't this the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, you'd be losing it for this video package because they're showing clips of them, and then it's cutting to them like countdown for UFC. Like Lashley is sitting cross-legged on the mat in his gym, talking about the match coming up, and then it's Joe in like a studio somewhere talking about it. It's very and now Taz is giving insight to the fight.
Oh
my god.
He's explaining who has the the advantage and the upper hand, who's got that grip, and oh man, yeah, this is very 30 for 30 what they're doing here.
Joe was he was like not early, but he was a Team Punishment guy.
Yeah.
The olden days, which is like weird to think about and piece together in your mind.
He worked a show that I was on in a show that I worked. Like I worked. I didn't wrestle, but anyway.
Yeah.
The whole thing was, I remember him talking about he was in Kendall Grove's training camp getting him ready for the Tough 3 finale. Yeah. And so, like, it was just kind of funny. It's like, with Tito and Kendall the other night, I was like, all right, man.
Yeah, I remember we were at Timestamp for for Matthew in the chat. Sorry, my eyes are bad. Oh my god.
140.35.
My god, look at this shooter start here. Joe just launched like a high kick, like he's Mark Hunt. Look at this. Yeah, I remember Rampage talked recently about his TNA run, and he explained that like Joe was the only one in the main event angle that knew that Rampage never wrestled. So he like would explain stuff to him, and everyone else was just like, eh. Yeah. Anyway, we've got a 10-man tag tonight. Follow along out there, kid. Like, what an incredible promotion.
So this video package is just winding up, and I didn't remember that part of the build to this was Joe jumping off the stage, putting Lashley through a table.
Yes.
So there you go.
There you go.
Bobby Lashley
God.
looks exactly the same.
Oh. Yeah, him and dude Shelton on TV this week looked literally better than he's looked in like many. He came out and looked like he should be the world champion. Shout out to Bob O'Neill on that, by the way.
Super kick for the ages, brother.
Yeah.
My
Jesus,
lord.
Jones, I'm a few seconds behind y'all. That vertical leap from Lashley, Jesus.
That's crazy.
Wasn't that unbelievable? Like, wow. When did they start the Joe's going to kill you? That's a stretch before this. He hadn't really killed anyone at this point, so it probably is a bit more time.
Joe, did you catch that rolling knee bar like he's Frank Shamrock?
I did. Joe's one of those guys who's like, I hate to do this comparison, but just for the sake of this particular purpose. You know how the boys talk about The Undertaker as like a shooter? And like, you never know like how real it is, but they all talk about him like he's like Tyson in '88. Joe's kind of like that for his generation. There's the famed, obviously, Kevin Nash incident, alleged incident. And but the Ring of Honor guys all talked about Joe like he was fucking, you know, like he was a real shooter.
That's the story of when Foley worked with him. He had to like pull him aside and be like,
yeah,
you know, maybe when I was younger, kid, but you got to take it easy on me out there.
You know, you sent us it recently, right, Alex? That clip where Punk was like picking his friends for the bar fight.
Yeah.
It's just so funny because like he picked Braun Strowman who can barely walk at this point, and Sam Joe's nearly 50, and he was like, "They're my guys." There ain't no way Samoa Joe wants to be having a bar fight at this point in his life, bro. He's dressed up like a clown on a movie set. Fuck, leave him alone. TV set. I apologize, folks. Bob Lash, you can't check the low kicks, Alex.
It's going to be trouble later down the line. It's going to be trouble.
Shades of Rampage against Forrest Griffin.
That's right.
Oh my god. Instant. Oh my god, Alex, get ready for what's about to happen for you.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
What the fuck? Did Joe kick him low or something when he turned his back? What happened there?
He gave him an enziguri, it looked like. And now Joe, as in any traditional shoot fight, is about to do a dive.
Dude, was that like, I don't want to say was that a shoot, but like what was the like what happened there? Did he just accidentally kick her? Because there was no reason for that, was there?
Joe was still just splatting on these dives in 09, man.
Yeah, man. I'll never ever forget. It's one of my favorite live wrestling memories ever. I was sitting next to Alex during the Shane Taylor match. You hadn't seen Joe work in a while. The match you had seen was Darby live, right? And obviously he didn't take it. He didn't do the dive against Darby because it was the first match, and Darby did everything in that match. Just died multiple times. And I was sitting next to you, and Joe did the dive, and it was a particularly gnarly dive where he got like his legs stuck under him. And Alex responded like he'd just seen like a fucking, you know, like a like he'd seen like a Jeff Hardy ladder spot. He was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, he still does that sometimes, man."
Dude, I need someone. The next Sean O'Malley fight needs to work in that spot where he leg kicks the ref on accident.
Yes, there you go.
I love these trunks that Joe's wearing. I don't like it says violence on the side, but I just like the look of them. Very
cool.
Michael McDonald, that K1 fighter who had like his gladiator trunks like that. Yeah,
they're a lot better than the big pants that he wore at when he first started this gimmick. They were awful. That gear he had for Nation. He starts getting like eventually he goes back to the old school trunks, and then he goes to the look he has now. The Raw after Mania 34, he debuted new gear that I assume was like a WWE, because they often will do that sort of thing. And it had like had some sort of like Joe branding on it, and he just wore them once and never again, which always popped me. He wore them for a promo, and then we never saw them again. Beast.
That's right. The Raw after 34, he came out in this.
Yeah.
Abdominal stretch going on, baby. Oh,
It's actually pretty good. This, to be fair,
this
it's
is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see what they're going for. Like, I'd imagine it ain't a great hit in California, but you can see what they're going for. Oof.
You put this on a Bloodsport card in 2014, or excuse me, 2024, and Contrarian Alex is definite match of the year. I'll tell you that right now.
There was, when he first left and no one knew what Joe was going to do, I was hoping he would do like some weird shit like that, but there's absolutely no way he's ever doing that.
Man, that I really thought Batista was going to do that Bloodsport.
Yeah.
That was. But no. That was right before COVID. So who knows? He might have, because that was the Mania he was supposed to go in the Hall of Fame too. So yeah.
The only thing is, he's very. Maybe it'd say it's something different, but he's very bullish on that being his quote fairy tale ending for some reason. The Triple H thing. I'll never forget it, dude. He did an interview with what was the writer who Alex not Contreras,
Marvez?
Alex, not Marvez. He was a writer in WWE. He did the Mickey Trish feud. Something or no, Alex, I forget his name. Someone in the chat may know. He was a podcaster after he left. And he did an interview with Dave, and he said, "Are you ever going to come back?" And Dave said, "I have one thing I'll come back for. Me and Triple H with me as the heel." And brother Alex was just like, "Why?" Because like, he was friendly enough with Dave to ask. He was like, "Dude, Triple H is a babyface." Like, really? And he was like, I think that's the right story to tell. And that's the one he got to tell. So like, good for him, dude. You know, but I didn't really understand it, and I never did get that really.
Yeah.
Obviously, Batista's gotten off the gear lately as he's a movie star, gotten off the, vitamins. He's a movie star.
You making allegations, brother?
No, I'm just saying things. And
Brother.
in the comment section, one of us said, "I remember Batista looking very different. Guess this is what happens when you go."
Oh my god, that fucking throw.
Yeah, when you go woke.
Yeah, you go woke, and now he's looking like this.
I was looking for Dave content in the last 24 hours, and I YouTubed his name. Unfortunately, it came up like 100 results about his mysterious weight loss, like he's not fucking 55 years old or something. Oh my god, spinning solo.
To go?
I love so much. That's what the move's called, bro.
Oh!
The spinning solo. This match is actually pretty good. I remember
Novi,
this, like,
Shoot flatliner.
Oh,
Flatliner, fucking.
STO.
Yeah, there you go. My bad.
Coleman Crank. You're done, son.
My god.
See, this was seen as like a big time flop, right? Because I think the idea was like it just kind of turned people against Bobby, but it actually was pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah. That's a shoot style finish, which, as we've learned definitively in this day and age, pro wrestling fans really don't have the capacity for.
Thank you
Yeah.
for making the reference. I was going to do the same thing.
So, yeah.
15
It was a
years
good match,
later.
though. A lot better than I remembered.
Yeah,
No
me too.
problems. No problems with that.
I've enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that weird down switch, period, but I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, Novi, to your point, I've seen a lot of wrestling fans and Bob disown Batista with his most recent series of videos this week and whatnot. And yeah, it's really funny. It's like and the Undertaker thing with like he's gonna have the guy on his podcast, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
Dave Batista's an actual celebrity, so I don't know how much weight you have as.
Well, I mean, look, we'll move on after this, but quickly, did you guys not also think it was kind of crazy that Taker like actually called Dave out in that fucking TikTok thing? Is that just crazy? It just like I don't expect a lot from him, but like I feel like that's gonna go poorly for him, don't you? Like,
Oh yeah.
have you heard Taker talk these days? I don't think he'd win that battle of wits, to be honest with you.
No.
It honestly surprised me that he did that because Dave has always spoke about Taker with absolute like admiration and reverence. I just was surprised. The rest of it didn't surprise me at all.
No.
But that part didn't surprise me. I'm going to be honest.
If
Anyway.
anyone listening to this doesn't know what we're
Yes.
talking about, Dave Batista made a video that's very, very funny, and a lot of wrestling fans are very unsurprisingly, and Bob are very upset about it. Yeah, but here we go.
Yeah.
Mick Foley
Bob?
is.
What should people do the like button, Bob?
Yes, smash that like button.
Real spirited there from Bobby. Slightly,
Show's worn
slightly
him down.
upset. Slightly upset
just-
about the last conversation, I feel.
I just went to click the like button. I accidentally liked the TNA.
Tremendous. Do that too. They're our friends, Tina. I don't know why, but I've decided they're our friends. What are they doing right now? Is there good stuff, Tina?
They're losing all their talent. It's kind of the main thing going on over there, I think.
I actually do think, again, I've said this, I mean, not saying they're going to go out of business, but I think this is the spookiest it's looked in a long time. I don't say that to be a prick, because I would like them to be healthy because the business needs options, but I'm a little bit concerned, actually, to be honest. Concern's too strong. I mean, there's too many things to worry about in life, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm. There's too many, all the people that are leaving, you could see them going to the two major companies just distributing, and it seems like kind of a guarantee they're going there.
Yep.
And there ain't nothing left, brother. That's not looking good.
I feel bad for Nemeth, who's worked really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard.
I still will never understand why TNA doesn't push Speedball Mike Bailey.
Well, you're about to find out when he leaves. I don't know what he's actually going to do, to be honest. I assume he'll just go AEW, but...
He should go to the dub.
But, what's he actually... I mean, he's... I don't know. He'll have good matches. I just don't know what he'll actually do.
And do what?
That's the problem, isn't it? It's hard when it's just more good match guys. They've got so many of them.
No, you don't know what the problem is. Anywhere he goes, she goes too, and that's the biggest problem.
That was nasty business the way that you snapped an emotion on that. I will not encourage that on this program. This is the late night grin, folks. We have boundaries here, right, Bob?
That's right.
This is true. I do suspect that Speedball might just work the indies. He does like working the indies and having matches.
He does.
He should come back to DPW.
I don't know, we'll see.
He should go to New Japan and win the TV title and only have exclusively 12-minute matches.
I just say,
those are the only times he has good matches.
Resent that's a thing you can say. He should go to New Japan and win the TV title. I understand that's a thing, but doesn't that sound wrong to you when it comes out your mouth?
I mean, yeah. I'll just say he should go to, I guess, instead of winning the TV title, he should go to New Japan and only wrestle 12-minute matches.
And against junior heavyweights?
Sure.
Has he worked Japan in the past 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, he did Best of Super Juniors, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it. Stevie Richards.
Dude, YouTuber.
Fellow podcaster.
I was about to say, everyone do the Stevie Richards YouTube video thumbnail face.
See how quickly Alex and I went to that? We're used to it. We're professionals, Stevie Richards of calling Samoa Joe fat fame and every time he reviews one of his matches.
No Polish hammers.
God, this theme music rocks.
It's one of Bob's favorite wrestlers.
He rules.
Abyss was awesome. And it is so fitting that Hogan saw him and was like, brother, we'll do the story where he's my friend and he turns on me and then I beat him at Bound for Glory, brother.
It's unfortunately sincerely pretty beast, right? It is what it is. Mick is not in his best condition here, bless him. His little legs. Bless his heart.
I do like the in Street Fighter, if you pick Ken twice, they have the different gis, and that's the flannel appeal here.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way Mick should be wrestling here.
Oh,
no way.
You're not supposed to get up like that.
He went back with full intention of working in WWE, and he did not come close to passing their medical well accounts. And they'd be pretty loose with that stuff, but apparently it was not. Yeah, it was not a thing that could have ever happened.
Yeah, Mick's TNA theme was that click, click, bang, bang, train. Yeah, it was really bad. What is he doing? Sadly, I honestly, I remember there's one like wet fart of a spot in this match, and then there's another famous one that is famous for the wrong reasons. So I don't really remember anything else that happens in this.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to work Mox. Grant, he did say this.
Mhm.
Yeah. He intended to wrestle, I guess next year.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he said he'd wrestle one more match. It'll be Moxley.
Max cooked up some angle too. I don't know what it was, sincerely, but Mick said that this happened. So I'll one day hopefully find out because this intrigues me.
He called it off, right? The match.
Yeah, he trained for it and like immediately had like a concussion situation.
Concussions, yeah.
But like nothing actually, like he just, I think he was running the ropes, got dizzy and like, was
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
just, he lost so much weight so quick. Yeah, man, it's spooky.
I mean, he'll be back in the ring next year.
We probably, I think like we could have told him for free that was going to happen, but you know,
He could have called any one of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Timestamp.
Novi, you got it?
156, 32, 33, 34.
There we go.
Oh.
Yes, the Moxley thing, of course, began in, you know, when he went back to WWE, they did that whole thing where Moxley cut those spectacular promos about Mick Foley, like ruining a generation of wrestling, aspiring wrestlers.
Was that 28 weekend where they had that viral clip where he confronted him? Yeah, that was great.
And Moxley's book has this just brilliant portion where he was going to Europe to work the dark matches, I think it was. And he went to like an internet cafe so he could do some tweets. But he didn't have signal, so he just did a bunch of like really personal tweets without having. And then when he got his phone back, like a week later, like Mick was so mad at him because of how personal he got in the tweet. He's like, "My bad, bro. I didn't see any of these. I was in Europe working Primo or some shit, you know." awesome stuff.
Oh my god! The close up of the camera, you could hear him breathing. Oh, that was terrifying.
He also teased to deal with Dolph too. That was one of the other ones that he wanted to do at one point. Was like, oh my god,
I mean,
he's doing the Vader thing. Like he's doing the Vader at Havoc thing coming out from the.
Let's not.
Oh,
hell!
Oh my god!
Fucking hell! Wow.
I was about to say, let's not confuse it. Dolph Ziggler being a Crimson Mask with that blonde hair would be pretty fucking beast.
Yeah,
I absolutely see what Mick was. What he was. He basically wanted to do what he did for Orton and Edge for Dolph, right? Because Dolph was like one of his favorites. Like the match where you legitimize a heel as like he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do, and obviously Dolph would have done all the bumping for him. Might have been good. I mean, I doubt it, but it might have been. Dolph in 2012 was fucking incredible, man. He may have had a good match with him.
godly.
Well, we've always had that discussion of was he great or was it just everyone else sucked?
I'd say the truth is probably in the middle, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just kind of being a dickhead about that. Yeah,
incredible was too strong on my part, but he was.
I don't know about that.
Effort.
That match he had with Del Rio at Payback 2013 is like a modern WWF classic. I love that match so much.
Well, I am very bullish on that version of him. I must say.
Oh, garbage can to the head.
Come on.
Oh, click, click, bang, bang. Oh,
click, bang, bang. This show is fucking bonkers, bro. Like, there's hardly any just wrestling matches on this show. There's none. There's not been one, is there? Just like an actual. Was it the Madison Rain match?
Really.
Closest we got.
Yeah,
And even that, I would argue with the pre-match business.
TNA, brother.
No straight up matches. It's always got to be something. Oh, don't do that, Mick.
Oh no.
Oh.
That went very poorly for Mick, didn't it? Wow. Broski's hair
Oh,
all tangled up in
fuck.
the barbed wire.
that would be horrific.
Oh, mate, that must have hurt so bad. Like when he pulled, do you remember?
Yeah.
I don't know until Brainbuster.
Jesus, Stevie.
Why did you slap the shit out of him?
Stevie was
If
on
I
Mick's side in this match.
if I remember correctly, there was a 2-pack with either Mick Foley and Abyss. It was one of them and Dr. Stevie as like the 2-pack of Jack's figures, which I'm sure now
Didn't they
Yeah,
make
Russ.
Daphne too with Stevie?
Who?
Didn't they make Daphne with Stevie too?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm thinking of. You're right. It was that 2-pack. It was
Yeah.
Daff and Stevie. Oh, in the arm.
I say that because
Abyss.
that was a big deal at the time. That Daphne had a figure. That was a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. God bless.
Mhm.
Abyss was a real psycho that would blade his arm. If you've never seen his barbed wire match with Sabu, Sabu just like takes his fucking gimmick and just rips it down. And that's why like one of Abyss's tattoos is fucked up because Sabu just ripped his arm to shreds in the match.
The wrestler.
And Abyss is
Sabu?
now like
Both.
all of the above. Abyss is now one of the premier agents in the World Wrestling Federation.
Did he? Who got credited as the
God.
agent for? Oh no, brother! This Abyss. Picture Hogan watching this pay-per-view at home, stroking the Fu Manchu. I could do something.
I'm seeing babyface.
This Abyss guy, man. I'm seeing dollar signs, dude. What about?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, it's not that bad, is this? Like, it's not. It can't be what you imagine it to be, but like it's all right,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Okay, so someone put it in the chat. I was going to ask who got credit for producing the Hell in a Cell with Drew and Punk, and if it's
Yeah, it was a bit.
Joseph, if it's Joseph Park over here, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always hesitant on those reports because
Yeah, you
I
can see
just-
his tattoo. You know?
I'm not trying to be rude, but like I just can't imagine CM Punk sitting there being like, "Okay, what we doing, Abyss?"
That's
You know?
that's why I
Yeah,
Use
you
the
say
word
credited, right?
yeah.
I always wonder that. Like, but I mean, obviously, I hear he's great at the job, and he's always gets rave reviews. He's just a human being. He just sounds wonderful. So
Oh yeah. But even though we're not friends with him, I think we all know enough about Phil that he's like, okay, and then he just goes, Drew, this is what we're actually going to do out there.
speak for yourself, bro, about not being friends with him. But other than that, I agree.
I know you've been to his apartment and shit. So
Yeah, it is what it is. Sorry, I couldn't get you in that time in Chicago, bro. It is what it is. But oh no!
all time.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Kill him. Fuck his ass up.
Oh,
yeah.
incredible move, shock treatment. Which the only other version of that was Nikki Bella's finish. I can't believe no one else has ever done it.
Hilarious.
Daphne's out. She's in Vince Russo fashion. This is the
Yeah, this is back unfortunate. Mick is waiting to use this taser. He's waiting a lifetime to do so. Look at this. My goodness. Oh, good God. Oh, the absolute state of this.
Good God.
He just said, I think you did tase him with it.
and the crowd goes mild. Oh, fucking Simon Pegg's back.
They cut it on the YouTube feed.
Yeah.
They cut the free.
Because he hit his hand, it was like he was a Marine crawling into the ring with the 3
Yeah.
count.
That's where the crowd gets. That's the spot I was talking about, where they fucked the pin up.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
which
he
obviously-
Sato for in this match? Jesus.
Yeah, it's dumb. The spot is bad before the pin, but yeah, the pin is. I remember that vividly.
If he was a real man, like Bill Goldberg was, he would request that he actually gets tased in the match. And I hate to be that guy, but a drop toe hold at that point in the match, come on, man.
Alex, did you ever see the stuff that Abyss did as like AJ's manager in the pandemic? He showed up as AJ Styles' manager for like 2 weeks.
Someone told me he was like his statistician or something.
Is he statistician? All right, there was the
Oh man,
Jesus.
aforementioned infamous spot, and the fallout of that spot would be truly one of the more disgusting kind of promotional fiascos that I can ever recall. I don't know if we want to go in it more than that, because especially with the way that's, it's a sad, very, very sad story. But I guess the best way I put it is definitely deserved an awful lot better. An awful lot better. Very, very sad.
Oh, yeah. Stevie takes a tack bump, and in lieu of just going past that, Daphne, by all accounts, was pretty genuine, good person. And
It's a shame.
A very unfortunate turning point in her life right there.
It's a shame.
1, 2.
And it is, to your point, Alex, it is kind of what you remember the match for.
Mm-hmm.
I think my assessment earlier, like it's not. It's somewhere in the middle, right? It isn't what you'd hope it would have been, but it's also, the Mick and
Yeah,
Abyss
I mean-
portion is not a catastrophe, is it?
The taser spot really kills the momentum because it's really
Yeah.
it really is cooking for a portion of that match where it seems like
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And they, that's a classic spot there at the end where they recycle the over the edge 98 spot where he pulls the ref over and uses the hand to count the 3. Like, that's a lot of fun. So I think they tried to overachieve is really kind of what it came down to.
It's probably one of those matchups that would have been better left for the imagination, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
2 years prior at Bound for Glory 2006, the Monsters Ball match was Abyss, Raven, Spike Dudley, and Samoa Joe with special guest referee Jake Roberts. And if you ever have just like a spare 15 minutes, you should watch that match because everything I just said shines in that match and it's fantastic.
Here's a very healthy looking fella on our screen here, folks.
Oh, no.
Just a man who's in the prime of his life, enjoying his wrestling career on screen here. In all seriousness, we have our fun. That is a scary looking individual. Look at Kurt's eyes, dude.
Yeah.
He's about to have a
Come on.
4-star match with Matt Morgan.
Well,
He was guided by a higher force at this point, man.
yeah, Matt Morgan.
It's why I'll never, while I have my fun and I push back on some of the talk of Kurt as an all-timer, I will always let people run wild, obviously other than Ibu, because like I completely understand why people there's a charm, I guess is the word, to like some of the unhinged elements of this run. I know that he personally resents that part of the lore, I know when people say he hates the Perk Angle stuff, and like I completely understand that.
Rightfully so, yeah.
Yeah, but there is an entire generation of fans that's what they remember him as, right? It's like this sort of demon-like grappler. It's just, I don't know.
His TNA stuff is he gave Matt Morgan 4 stars. He gave Ken Anderson 4.5.
Yeah.
Like, and he did this while obviously in a bad state. And then, when he was on the mend, when he was going up, he had that fucking, him and AJ had that incredible tag match with Bad Influence that, like, his TNA stuff is not to be taken lightly, mainly from the standpoint of his matches with, Christian Cage weren't like the best. Like the big mainstream stuff you would expect wasn't there, but what we're about to see here, and I don't want myself and Joe to hype this up too much, but this is fucking Matt Morgan we're talking about, and Kurt Angle is about to give him a fucking outstanding bout.
His effort was
again,
the big
look
thing.
at him, man.
Yeah.
He looks.
He looks terrible. And the crazy thing is, he's talked about this at length, but getting off the road with WWE, he said, helped him a lot in terms of the pain pill situation, right? I believe he's explained this.
Yeah.
And he said he'd never been a drinker before TNA. And the boys at TNA, what was the bar, Alex? Do you remember the bar next to the Impact Zone they would all go to?
It was the Doubletree, right? The Doubletree bar.
Doubletree.
Yeah.
And Curtis said he never was a drinker, and then that was just the culture in TNA. So that became, the new vice for Kurt. And obviously that would, he had a bunch of DUIs. And again, he's told this story in the Peacock documentary. That was kind of like an extra. It was like a different cut of the A&E thing. It was weird the way they did that. It was like the same documentary. It was strange. He's told it, and obviously he's doing a lot better now, thankfully. But it is just wild to hear about because he still says if he didn't leave WWE, he'd have died on the road. It's just he then went into a whole other different, sort of a bumpy road, to put it mildly, in this timeline. But he made it through. Bless him. He made it through.
He had. I'm trying to think of other he had good matches in TNA with people you would think he would have good matches with. I remember he had that match with Lethal on pay-per-view that was really good, but you'd kind of expect that. But yeah, I think the standouts in terms of like his ability, even in his state here, are this and the Ken Anderson match.
A couple of the AJ ones too. So AJ of the famous opponents, AJ was one of his better ones, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, him and Jarrett had both of those great matches too, and
the Joe series is interesting because like
first
Genesis has such a unique vibe, and it does pack a punch. It doesn't feel like it's as good as it should be, but it is really good. And after I don't know, I don't love their matches, to be honest. And like, obviously, I'm the Samoa Joe guy here, so I have no reason to lie about it. I just don't love their matches. But this is a long video package.
Yeah, I did not. I agree with you. The Genesis one is like a what you call, Julio sometimes refers to movies as vibes movies, and that's a vibes match. It's just like, oh, here it is, but like the matches they had after that, it was just like, whatever.
Yeah. Scott's got a great question. He says, "I'm very far behind on this show, but what was I supposed to do with the like button?" Great question, Bob.
Well, you got to smash that like button.
There you go.
We're eventually going to have to teach Bobby the words to the Demolition theme song and figure out a way where he can manipulate it to be
good call.
Like
yeah. This the Smash is what we're talking about. Demolition were a tag team, folks. For those who don't know.
The robe.
By the way, we were going to do our big announcement, Alex. I was going to give you the stage during the show. We've had such a good time. I guess we're just going to do it as our main event, right? Okay. I guess we're just.
That's all good, man. No,
this show's flown, but we've been on the air for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't think it's been like a great pay-per-view, but I've just said it's been so fun. It's breezy.
It's been the main event of the WrestleMania of TNA. It's to be expected.
True. Grandest stage and things of that nature.
Buster, how you feeling about these fucking pleather tights that the dude's wearing with DNA strands on them?
I can't even defend those, brother. Those suck ass.
Faults on the tattoos. Brainbuster on Matt Morgan. Always pop me the tattoos.
I mean,
more specifically,
it fit the time.
Gallows got really drunk when he was in the Ace and Eights. Imagine that. And he didn't really. He woke up the next day with one arm had a bracelet, one wrist had a bracelet tattoo. And he went to work to do TNA TV. And I always remember him saying this. He was like, Matt Morgan told me it looked cool. And I just always think, yeah, I bet he fucking did. And that's when you know you were fucked, So then what did Gallows do? Like an adult, he went back and got another bracelet on the other arm. So like, Matt, you can't have one. True. I always feel about like, of course, Matt Morgan was the guy.
Yeah.
That said they look cool, of course.
I think I always want to be romantic about these things. So like, in my mind, I always, like the Jordan flu game, like, Cody's match where he had one titty, there's countless boxing examples you can think of that are singular events. And the problem I have is that I do that for Angle's entire TNA run, but he was there for 6 years. And so that's obviously not healthy. But I think about like,
dude, he was there for a lot longer than that. Seriously. He leaves in like 2016, brother. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. He has like 3 different rebuilds. And he's crazy. Like, I mean, I don't blame you for getting it wrong. No one seems to recall how long he was there.
I remember when we did the Sting Grin Grappler, you said something that like stuck with me of Kurt Angle having come from that modern WWE mold. He treated that match with Sting in the main event of Bound for Glory 2007 like he was main eventing WrestleMania. Like he really thought that was like the biggest show of the year. And what he's about to do here, we'll see also is like, for the state he was in, like and that's where the whole toxic relationship begins, is because TNA wanted to make Matt Morgan their next big main eventer. And so they knew, like, if they put him with Kurt will turn it on and do it. So it's like, it's all fucked up all the way around. But
I mean, it has to be said. I mean, I'd love to have, to look like Kurt Angle does here in terms of his physique. But for Kurt Angle, he looks gone. I mean, look how soft he looks here at this. Yeah. I mean, look at him.
Just no definition.
arms are like-
pow.
You could see
Yeah.
his like elbow bone.
It's crazy, dude. And again, like, I mean, obviously for a normal guy, but like for Kurt Angle, he's just pow.
Yeah,
he's
like
got no
the
definition.
shoulders and arm areas is like what trips me out the most. I don't know why. It's like
I mean, this is around the time where there was the rumor that he was going to be on the Ultimate Fighter,
Mhm.
right? The alleged
Jesus
Kimbo
Christ.
Slice Ultimate Fighter situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't pass the physical, right? That's why.
Believe so, yeah. And he wanted to do the Olympics and at one point again. And I mean, he was just bless him. He was all over the place. And yeah.
I can't tell if he's
yeah.
pale or if Matt Morgan just spent a week in a tanning bed. Because look at that
Bit of both.
motherfucker, man.
Bit of both. Oh my God.
Oh my
what a bump.
lord!
Oh my God.
oh my god.
My God. What a bump. The first Jack's Angle figure was from this look. So he had the shitty hair.
Yeah.
So he had like the beard and hair. Yeah, he wanted to do the London Olympics. Fuck, man, he could barely work wrestling matches by that point, dude. Like, what?
His neck was fused to his spine. Like, what did he think he was gonna do?
Insane. Novi, can we have a timestamp, please?
We're at 2:16, 38, 39, 40.
Perfect. By the
Out
way,
of context,
Alex. Yes,
go ahead.
Brainbuster. No, go on, mate.
but big news. Gates of Agony's back. Let's fucking go.
The Gates of Agony are back?
Yeah.
Where
Big
have
fan.
they gone?
They haven't wrestled in forever.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I love them too. I honestly didn't know it.
They bring
You
the boom?
mentioned shoot fight injury situations, Alex. Have you ever seen? Do you remember the British boxer Danny Williams who beat old Mike Tyson in the
Yeah.
end of Mike's career?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the fight where he fights with one shoulder, one arm, basically?
He like separates it, right? He like throws
Yeah.
like a
Yes. One of the craziest things. If you've never seen it, folks, while Matt Morgan benefits from a ridiculous bumping display, YouTube Danny Williams and I forget the gentleman's name. Danny Williams knockout will probably bring it up for you. Unbelievable.
He did a top rope battle ride there. That
was one of his things. Yeah.
Wow.
He had he'd have some innovative offense, like the suplex. What was that thing called? The Elevator.
The Elevator's awesome. Someone on WWE or NXT or AEW recently did it, and one of those viral tweets was like, "I've never seen this before," and I was like, "Well, hold on a minute." And I found a clip from Velocity in 03 of Matt Morgan doing it.
I'm surprised.
I think that's.
No.
I think social media silences freedom of expression. That's what I'm talking about. That's what terrifies me about those square fucking posts, man.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the deal with the rose? Like, why does Angle have the rose?
Because it's like, I don't know, like a mafia thing. I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. It's part of like the mafia branding, right? What is it, like the Titantron?
Dixie probably told him it looked cute. I think that looks real good, Kurt. Oh, what the fuck? A flying nothing from the big man.
I have only seen the Gentleman Ngannou's fighting like a couple times. But while all logic tells you Francis is going to win, I don't know. There's something spooky about getting back in there after 3 years, and the last time we saw you was getting absolutely fucking iced in a boxing ring. It scares me a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, the guy he's fighting is bigger than him, which is something. And also, I am not above the belief that Frank is going to be just like Connor, where because he knows his grandkids will never have to work, he's not going to really be motivated to show up to fight. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Frank is a far more disciplined man. Let me call out. I don't,
and just far more likable. But you meant like it's when you've just made that amount of money for 2 boxing matches, it's hard to get fired up for fucking Henham Pereira in
the fucking PFL.
Yeah. I do think it. I mean, again, Ngannou should win, but I do. If you're a betting man, I think. I don't know what the odds are, but I'd imagine they're sizable and crazy things can happen when you get 265-pound men throwing level with 4-inch gloves. Just anything can happen.
That setup for the figure 4 was fucking incredible.
This match is every bit as good as I remember it being.
You guys want to know Matt Morgan's latest tweet?
Yes, please.
He said, "Hey gang, what platform was that AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view on last night? I went to Bleacher Report, but it wasn't on it. Did it already start up on Max? Should be called HBO, by the way. Lol. HBO
tweet, to be
over
fair.
Cinemax. Lol.
That's a good tweet, to be fair.
Talk to him,
Can't
King.
lie.
Hey,
If you go to the replies, his most recent reply is at Bob O'Neill. I agree. They are trying to silence us.
Bob, just a shake of the head. Just not for me. Come on now.
You know what's funny? I just realized prior to this, Matt Morgan's highest profile match was when he was on Team Lesnar at Survivor Series 03, where he wrestled Team Angle. So they had shared the ring before.
Yep.
Apparently
He's
he's
a
a
figure four, brother.
he's a big Chelsea Green guy. Apparently.
Who is it?
Well,
Depends how often she DMs you, I suppose.
Oop.
Figure four reversal in center ring. And a rope break here. And they're breaking them up. Slick is breaking them up, folks.
As we all know, if you turn the figure 4 over, it's 10 times more painful on the guy
Of
delivering it.
course.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Oh,
It's
big
just
punch.
science.
Just laying right hands upside the temple.
You're so right.
Oh!
Kurt thinks this is WrestleMania 24, bro. Yeah. He ain't tripping. He saw the house. He said, nah, we got millions watching at home. This is bound for glory.
And see, the way he's selling right now, it's kind of the terror of watching this era of Angle. I can't tell if he's really out of it or just selling like he's out of it. It's
Sean Stockman.
unbelievable.
This is crazy. Look at the way he's bumping on his comeback. And Morgan's
Oh
selling.
my god.
Morgan's selling.
Maybe you ought to reevaluate this man, Joe. That's all I'm saying.
Look, bro. Cornette's eye for talent never fails. They're always fucking useless. So I'm not taking his side on that.
I was about to say, you want to talk about Mike Mondo?
Yeah.
Oh, kick the knee.
The prodigy
Hey!
Mike Bennett.
Well, hold on.
I love Mike Bennett, but the fucking prodigy? Jesus.
Oh,
If I saw his pile driver when he was, breaking in, I would have said the same thing.
Mike Bennett
no.
is tremendous as like a bald veteran who throws chops, but
He
the
rocks.
prodigy is unhinged.
We joke, but in regards to Matt Morgan's like ability here, this version of Kurt Angle would have figured out how to have a good match with me or Joe. He would have been like, all right, this is what we're gonna do.
Especially if it's bound for glory, because of course that's WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt is one of the all-time great late kick-out guys because he just lays dead. And then it comes up, right? Like, shoots
We
the
talked
arm
about it
up
before.
and it's drama.
He's also so good at it too because he'll stare straight ahead or have his eyes closed. A lot of guys are very mindful.
Bro,
About staring.
Mox
Oh, he's
is
so bad at
the
it. Yeah.
worst at it.
Really
I
makes
love
me
him.
so
but he's
angry.
So
Makes me
bad at it.
so fucking
did it-
mad.
He did it on like a Busaiku knee on Sunday or Saturday, and I was just like, oh, fuck, that was a great near fall, and he kind of killed it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It literally
Yeah.
G133. Every single fucking finish in the G133, they were staring at the ref. It made me so angry.
Is that the most recent final?
No. It was every match in the entire tournament because I watched it all.
Oh.
It was the first one that I watched. It was genuinely everybody was doing it.
What
And
year
they-
was that?
23.
My
It was
God,
last
you're a young gun.
Oh, what a boot, brother!
Fuck yeah.
Hogan watching at home. All right, I'm seeing dollars.
Do you remember when he took Hulk's like cape a couple of years after this? Remember that? Have you seen that?
Yeah, when he was Terry Boulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Fred Blassie told me, Andre's out there. He weighs 900 pounds, dude.
I do agree with Jake. Like, obviously, like we have our fun with this being a Kurt carry job and Kurt's, but Morgan is like actually good in this match.
It's a great example of someone rising to
Yeah.
the occasion.
Exactly right. Which kind of makes you question what happened on all the other big matches he wrestled, but I don't know.
Brainbuster Vindication arc.
Huh?
Your Vindication arc.
Been telling him.
They're not
JJ
listening, brother.
JJ called out in the chat. I had forgotten about when during the Prodigy Mike Bennett, when they got a Tanahashi booking, they had Mike Bennett wrestle him, and people were so mad. I remember how fucking gotten to Mike Bennett was online. He threw a fucking hissy fit. Yeah.
It was a real problem for Mike there for a while. It was a real problem. He seems like an awesome dude. I just, they packaged him for a bit there in a way that I just don't think was very flattering because it was too much, His tag partner had the same issue eventually.
What, killing Ring of Honor?
Well, it's just your push is that shapes your perception,
Yes.
Oh my
the wrestlers that are beloved have been underrated. If they were pushed, they'd be a lot more divisive because they'd be a lot more featured. Like,
I joke a lot about that guy, his tag partner, and almost none of it is his fault. Yeah,
he always did his absolute best what he was given. It's just fucking look at that late kick out.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh my god, that late kick out.
That move is so sick, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And he's so fucking tall. He gets up so high.
Doesn't
Adds, like,
Haruki
an
Goto
extra
do that
second.
shit now?
Haruki Goto, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
My goats.
That
Goto,
is like,
bro. Him still being a hooper is unbelievable, by the way.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Big Bill should do that as his finisher. We need a big boy to bring that move back.
Dude, he should do it, and he should call it Bill Advised. I've been saying this for fucking 2 years.
Did you come up with that, or just that your
Yes.
own creation?
Yes.
Fuck, that's pretty
It
sick.
clicked with me. I want to tweet it at him.
The problem with Big Bill having a finisher is he doesn't ever win matches, so
Tombstone.
Yeah, true. That should change as well.
it certainly should. Big Bill is tremendous. In last year's draft, I picked Ricky Starks and Big Bill as a tag team, like fourth. Thought I got a steal. That didn't age great.
Oh, beautiful. Held on to it.
Speaking of the draft, folks, I'll talk about it a little bit after this match. Before our
I'm
big
very
announcement to close, we'll do some a little brief conversation with that. Oh my god, he did a fucking look at this.
Oh,
move
fuck
he does. He did. Bro saw a fucking All Japan tape and said, "Well, hold on, I can spin." This match is this is every bit as good as Alex and I suggested it was. I feel.
Agreed.
Yeah. Kurt's yelling spots from his back too. Bless him. Go up top so I can meet you there.
Listen to the heat.
Belly to belly off the top. Come on. Shelton did this on Dynamite on Wednesday, Alex. Unbelievable
He did.
spot.
I saw the jumping nothing he did to cut Leo off on the dive, and I was like, we're back.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my god, he nearly died.
oh.
He nearly died. Look at Kurt. Look at this dude. Refuses. This will be 4 stars. Look at this fucking lunatic.
Oh, jeez. Observe this, brother.
Bro just went up and just for the fun of it did a frog splash. Why the fuck did he do a frog splash?
Taz passionately said, "We are witnessing Matt Morgan grow up."
With that grip.
You should clip that.
With that grip, his face.
Oh, victory roll.
Victory roll.
Oh.
Victory roll.
Oh,
Great
it's just
match.
bullshit.
Great match. Yeah, that's how much they're protecting Matt Morgan, folks. That's how he lost to Kurt Angle. That's how.
You said Russo was the booker at the time?
Yeah, so
I'm making a tweet.
in the summer of 2009, Jeff Jarrett was sent home for reasons that are not related to the gentleman currently on screen. And Jeff Jarrett, he was gone, so then Russo just fucking sniped everyone else in the room. Like, Dutch and Cornette were gone soon. But little did he know that Brother Terry was coming in to cut him off soon enough. So.
Waka wa hey hey.
That would be a good crime drama TV show, right? Like the TNA creative situation in 2009. Like Russo thinks he's won, and then Hogan comes in with Bischoff.
That's the true. Your arms aren't big enough or long enough to box with God type shit right there, man.
Fucking awesome, man. He got rid of all those dudes only to get just play second to Bischoff and Hogan. Awesome.
Cinematically, that plays out right where the shot as he pushes those guys out of the room, and then behind Russo, he's smiling and nodding his head, and then Hogan rises up behind him.
Yeah,
And the way the episode ends is just here. brother.
So that there, folks, is officially the end of the Main Event Mafia, because with that post-match, Kurt Angle turned babyface, and he would go on to work a 2-month program with Nigel McGuinness, who's going under the name of Desmond Wolfe, who's about to debut. And this will launch an incredible angle in which everyone is done in the Main Event Mafia except Scott Steiner, who is legitimately does a segment where he's printing new Main Event Mafia shirts and he's asking, where is the Mafia? Kurt, what happened to the team? He refuses to let go of the Main Event Mafia even though everyone else has moved on. It is awesome.
And if you can, if you need encouraging, you should seek out both of the pay-per-view matches he had with Nigel, as they are fucking incredible.
Yeah. And also just really cool piece of history that ideally would have launched this classic Nigel run, and but he did produce that photo of him and I. So,
that was adorable, dude. I saw that and I literally went, "Aw!" Like I made one of those.
The craziest thing is I'd forgotten that was even a thing. I don't know why it slipped my memory. I didn't remember it at all.
I remember in college having in my checkout on the TNA website the Desmond Wolfe soccer jersey. And I never pulled the trigger on it. And I regret it to this fucking day. Yeah.
Wow. They just cut another video package, I think.
Yep. I'm getting it right now on mine.
Yeah, they cut it. That must be a music thing, right?
This one I would imagine, yeah.
No. Alex, they're claiming AJ's 6 foot tall. 6 foot tall? What has he got, fucking stills?
I was about to say, I'm 5'10".
Bro, that is insane. Tail of the tape, passing the torch at nose for him. For those who don't know, AJ won the belt in a unique situation. It's a fatal 5-way where Sting kind of let him. He kind of pointed go for it, take your shot. He let him win. So
I fast forwarded, and they're saying Sting's 6'2" and he's 6 foot, and Sting is clearly 7 inches taller than he is.
Showtime for the last time. Sting, TNA's Mr. October. Sting is kind of the Undertaker at Bound for Glory. That was the equivalent. Yeah.
Mr. October.
So as they do the entrances for this and Sting makes way, I do want to announce briefly here before we get to the big one later here at the end of the show. Next week, this very time slot, well, I guess it would be the 11:05 time slot. The annual LNG current grappler draft. We are going to have 10 grinners on that program.
Yeah.
My God.
Indeed. 4 of the grinners currently on the screen will be on the program. With the great Contreras cannot make it this time, we'll get him on the next round, no doubt. But we're going to try and fill up the lineup. We have enough, we have an NBA roster now. And we're going to have 10 grinners, 20 grapplers each. So I'll leave you with 200 wrestlers off the board.
My God.
Look, bro. We sell big for it, but the top 2 companies legitimately employ 600 wrestlers now. So we do it. It'll be possible, maybe. But I do know that again, 4 of us are making the town. I know that Manny the Hooper is making it. Yes,
Let's go.
Manny's in. Confirmed shoot is hopeful. We shall see. But we're going to try and have 10 grinners on that show for you guys.
Manny is currently doing promotion for his show tomorrow, and I feel like maybe you should just read that out when you do the promo for that later.
I will look at that now.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of wrestlers out there. I mean, there's not 200 good ones, is debatable, but
I mean, the thing is,
20 good ones.
Khalid's gonna go on here. He's gonna start picking fucking Sendai girls.
That's a good thing, though,
what?
right? That's a good thing.
No, I mean it's incredibly real.
You do have to balance, man. Oh fuck, my board's gonna look disgusting.
I'm making a big
Oracle went heavy on women's grapplers, lady grapplers.
Yeah.
As Natalia would say.
Bro, Caden Lee's fucking board is gonna be disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's on that show.
It'll be fun.
Not gonna lie, this version of the TNA belt is fucking fantastic.
Fucking owned.
AJ still.
that loser.
I reviewed a. We talked earlier about the breast cancer awareness. People trying to get in their gear for this
I reviewed a Jey Uso AJ match for Fave Fight Friday earlier, and it was October. And AJ, he always works it into his gear, right?
That's like
The symbol. I'm almost certain he does. He did it in 2020 too.
As someone, wrestling is not particularly admirable, but I find that an admirable trait. I'm sure if AJ and I sat down and talked about life and personal beliefs, we wouldn't agree on much, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, okay, a little up.
yeah.
I mean, I guess not off topic. Scenes in the ring. When the Taker Trump stuff dropped, and people took it as like a excuse to be like, Sting was better. I mean,
Well, yeah. The
for
thing
Sting,
is,
he's probably not that much. You know,
we all know
better
who Steve voted for, but at least
His-
Steve's smart enough to, go for
keep his
it.
fucking mouth shut. Yeah.
Yeah, it uses social media to just retweet AEW card lineups. Like that's all you need to do, brother. Like, yeah,
I mean, that's,
he's a real estate agent in Florida, right?
Yeah.
I wonder who he votes for.
No
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, that's something we're talking about these two guys. I mean, AJ's, he's changed his game up in that regard. He used to be a lot more loud than he got to the World Wrestling Federation, and he said he shut the fuck up. He said, "I've got money to make, brother." Liberals buy t-shirts too.
I got foam hands to sell, man.
I'm going to read this here before the bell rings. This is from Manny the Hooper. Tomorrow's the night. Joe finally gives me platform to do a show that I produced and without holding back. Oh, God. I can't wait to do the show of Young Dukes of West Coast fame. Unfortunately, didn't get any fellow Grinner stories about supernatural stuff. But that only led me to think long and hard about some stories and actually make me relive a lot of memories that I never thought about. And man, do I have creepy and unbelievable stories to tell. Do I know how long this show is going to be? No, I don't. Will I go on tangents? Maybe. You've seen enough of my game to know where I can take us. That is a crazy sentence, by the way. Do I have enough ghost and creepy stories to last an hour? Yes, and probably 2 hours. Will I tell other stories? Maybe. Who knows? Dukes has the Book of Manny, so we can actually go for hours. This is a free tweet thread. I'll never forget the sentence. You've seen enough of my game to know where I can take us. What is he, the fucking shoot? Is he a shooting god now?
He's tweeted like a fucking Manny the Hooper one night stand.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow night at 6:30. It's tomorrow evening at 6:30 Eastern.
6:30 ish
Eastern for all LNG Gold members. Okay. We have a headlock in center ring. We're slaying things down. We're telling stories. We have a wrestling match that's broken out in the midst of this pay-per-view extravaganza. Oh my goodness, the way he's bumping on those hip tosses. Good God. Look at the timestamp. But Bob's
2:38:30.
Fuck me, I'm 30 seconds behind.
30 seconds?
How did that happen? Was you talking about Matt Morgan again?
Yeah, I was looking at his shirt.
Just get replaying it. the elevator. Just back 10 seconds over and over.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot him off and do the drop kick in a minute. It's going to look cool as fuck. No, they're doing this whole hip toss thing early. Oh my God. I honestly thought AJ was going to just bump to the floor there because as I say he would do. So Sting's paint is already just departing.
Yeah.
Stinger's face paint has said enough of Bound for Glory. They've built this one around the hip toss thus far, Alex. Very interesting psychology. The headlock and the hip toss. Storytelling.
Seeing Sting take that hip toss is like, oh shit. And I say that knowing that in his last match he went through a pane of glass, but he didn't take anything like that in his last match.
What a great retirement, huh?
Oh, wonderful.
Goodness.
Needed that Blu-ray, bro. I needed it bad.
Hell yeah. Top 3 Young Bucks matches.
It sold out before I could get it. I was going to get it.
Well,
but I got the poster on the wall, so.
You can get the VHS.
Poster.
Cam, I could look at that all the time, though.
You can.
Every moment.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good poster. I love the fucking BCCFTR match on that show that everyone hates. I fucking love because it's like way too long, but it's just at some point Dax just blades and it rules. It would belong on this show, to be honest.
On
was-
that, like, I was, obviously in the village for that show. I saw Dax like get color like far too late into the match, and I turned to my girlfriend and I said, "That motherfucker's bleeding over there. Why?"
I always love AJ's knee drop. The way he always looks so cool. Just gets height on it.
He's one of those guys that's so well known for the ridiculous shit he can do that like his fundamentals are extremely solid.
Yes, which is why there was a great deal of problems when guys tried to play AJ Styles. But let me be clear about this because it's important. I'm not talking about Will Ospreay because whatever you think of Will Ospreay, that dude has perfected the shit he does. AJ Styles is like, I think, very proud that dude is someone that's followed in his footsteps. I'm talking about indie guys that watched AJ and thought that all he did was just take big bumps and do cool flips. Like
Blake Christian.
He's spectacular, dude. He can do anything, correct? Like anything.
So how I
AJ
describe Blake Christian, but
there's many ways I would describe Blake Christian.
Same.
He's in the lineup of the GCW, the new show where it's the fans were wrong, we were right.
I more said
So bad.
it was literally a show built around this one. Like our last one was really bad, but like this one's gonna be really good.
Well,
I was saying like it
We'll
reminded
see
me
about
of
I do like
well, I won't say about it.
in the
Someone will.
2000s when Domino's changed their recipe and they made all those commercials where they were like, "We know our recipe fucking sucks, but this one is awesome. This new one,
I mean,
you gotta check this shit out."
here's the
Yeah.
thing.
the
If you're gonna
biggest
do
difference
it-
is Buster. I'll pay for Domino's.
Facts.
Yeah, we can all agree on that part. But Alex, have you seen this new trend where when Will Ospreay does the Styles Clash, the crowd like says it? It's one of the
Dude,
weirdest.
it's
It's
so
one of the
cool.
coolest, strangest things.
They
Like
scream it the entire arena.
but they do it like the first time it happened, it was just done instinctively. Like he went
Yeah.
for the Styles Clash, and everyone at once went Styles Clash, and you could hear it in the crowd.
Ah.
I've never. It was one of the strangest
so
things.
cool.
And now
Yeah.
now they do it every single time, no
Well,
matter
yeah,
where
of
they
course.
are.
And
which
then
is
Everyone's
sick.
if AJ goes to AEW, it's gonna be blistering. I would assume.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
All 1,200 people.
Hell yeah!
Hey,
In a small
2,100.
In a smaller building, brother.
Don't
That would
pay-
sound like an
Listen,
80.
Oh man,
AJ will be right at home, brother. He'll say, "Oh yeah, we're home.
exactly.
Tie these boots up tight. Let's get
Dude.
out there and work."
Real estate Steve dropping the cake over the rope there. Jesus.
There you go.
Oh,
AJ Styles walking out of that fucking All In next year, looking at the empty seats,
my-
going, "We are back." Finally, I can fucking work out here. These pieces of shit chanting "yeah" and "dummy" over and over again.
Brainbuster on fucking Real Estate Steve there. The real key would be if AJ goes to AEW, then because they have Christians.
Oh,
Way bumps, fuck.
holy fuck!
God.
They have Christian's TNA theme, so they would have to get AJ's "You are."
They'd probably use the one he used like Evil Ways would probably be what they would actually use, right?
They used that for a Hangman video package not
Yeah.
that long ago.
My understanding is it's very easy to license and like
Seeing things. Noticing?
The Evil Wave song was also used for a Bray Wyatt video package. So yeah, it's one of those
was.
that's like in the public library.
and
Mhm.
for his current look, I guess it would fit, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change my ways.
Hornswoggle came out to I Am once.
Sorry,
You
that
don't
name was no. I did not
You haven't
expect
seen
to hear
that?
that.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
god. They did a thing. Alex, the Good Brothers did a thing with All Ego where they were like, we're gonna have our friend come in to wrestle you, and they kept hinting it was gonna be AJ. It was when there's no fans, so it wasn't like they were selling tickets. And they played the music, and Hornswoggle walked out with the AJ Styles gear on with the gloves.
Oh, I remember that.
with the
What
Good
fuck?
Brothers, yeah.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
fucking awesome bit. The kind of thing you could only do with no fans. 'Cause obviously, if you do it with fans, you'd be actively
Yeah.
conning people, which is something the Good Brothers would never do. Of course, that would never partake, especially in TNA. God Almighty, that would be unholy. Steve just did his favorite spot in wrestling, which is when he does the splash into the barricade. Favorite spot. Yeah,
Looks
loves
sick
it.
as fuck. So
Yeah, he did in every WCW main event. He looks in absolute agony doing it this time, but look at Steve. Oh, bless him.
Little did he know he'd be going through some tables.
Yeah. AJ Styles has stopped the count.
Bobby, what's the timestamp?
We are at 2:45:32.
I like that Bob's timestamps always come with an action. You see him shift, there's like a physical. He's a physical worker,
Yeah, man.
It's like when you do a little bit of a jog before you run onto the field. You like do a jump.
My memory of this match is pretty much what we're seeing, which is like, it's good. You can tell it isn't. Sting does not have the gears to go through that he wanted to, I think.
He's moving pretty well, though.
Yeah. No, it's a good match. It's just, I think Sting really wanted to go there and have like a classic with AJ, and it's just, I think singles classics were not left in Sting's body at this point.
What was his last great singles match?
I have to be honest, I don't know if there is one in TNA. And I think he has a lot of stuff that's good and respectable. I honestly don't think there is one. I could be wrong on that. Chat, feel free to chip in if I'm forgetting one, but I don't think there is one.
What happens when you try to tombstone Sting? You get reversed.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to have like a Sting classic here, isn't he? Like, you can see it, and he's feeling every bit of it.
Yeah, I wasn't even talking about. Is the DDP Nitro match in '99 the last classic Sting singles match?
I think so.
Yeah,
I really do. Yeah, and I think you can go a step farther and say that's one of the only Crow Sting classic singles matches. Because that run isn't. That run
it wasn't about the matches, brother.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's
and that match is fucking fantastic too.
Yeah, that match is one of the best. It's one of the best Nitro matches ever.
Oh, phenomenal for him.
And again, we should know. Like, I think his TNA run he works really hard in his TNA run. And he has good matches. It's just classics different. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Bound for Glory 06 match with Jarrett is a lot of fun. It's not what I would call a classic, but it's a hoot.
When AJ
the Joe
TNA,
match is good too.
It is, and it features the most absurd spot in TNA history.
Yes.
I don't know how Joe still wrestles, but these are the games we play. But when AJ left TNA, he spoke about how like none of the boys ever resented Sting or questioned Sting's spot on the card. Like they always felt like Sting gave him what he had. Sometimes that would be less than other nights, but like he always give it his best and he cared, which is cool. There's some good stuff here, isn't there? You can see it. I mean, it's a good match.
There you go.
Oh, nice. There's some good stuff. It's actually a little bit better than I remembered.
I was just about to say, this is better than I remembered.
The actual answer, of course, there is, as we've learned many times, this is the correct way to watch professional wrestling, isn't it? Just talking shit, popping with pals, glancing at the screen. Believe it or not, I've enjoyed wrestling more doing this than when I would have a notepad and calculator. Okay, all right. Manny's asking now, requesting me to read other tweets here. Manny the Hooper, playing the hits in our live chat.
Good night, Manny.
Have a good night, mate. Get a good rest in before tomorrow.
Got work to do.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Brother.
He's going to be on the draft next Friday, though, folks, so that'll be fun.
Oh, that's a great shot, AJ. Face-to-face with Hebner. They're both agreeing that the election was stolen.
Manny said, I'll tell stories of hunted flea markets to PetSmart to movie theaters, to my uncle being haunted, to my sister seeing orbs. I'll tell stories of my experience feeling God to a nanny that did witchcraft. The quote, those are just teasers. Another quote.
Oh, baby.
Oh, my God. Sting's firing up. I apologize, Sting. You know what? Fuck it. This match rules. I've decided. AJ's full Sean bumping at times, man. Good God. Good God almighty. What a professional wrestler.
slingshot off there with a fucking West Coast lariat.
Fucking Manny put in the chat, I can't wait for Sammy versus AJ Styles. You prick. You know he don't even believe that. He just has to do these things, right? Like,
what an asshole.
Just has to be a prick.
That headbutt looked a
yeah.
bit stiffsky.
Yes, and I think, and I've never heard them speak on this, I'm almost certain that they go home early, Early, I should say. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Jesus.
Because he does do the Pele thing, which I guess would be the setup. But I always just thought this came off very abrupt, what they're going into here.
Yeah, because he doesn't, yeah,
he just does a splash.
Yeah, he doesn't even do the 450.
It just looks like a near fall, doesn't it? Like, it's just a flat finish. I wonder if he wanted to go 450 and, like, he just lost his... I don't know. Because watching it back, I don't know. It's interesting.
It got cooking there for a minute. And, the finish is just kind of, eh.
Yeah. It's a shame. I reckon they were like... If they're a little extra, a little push through that, I think they could have actually had a match people really remembered fondly. But as is, no one ever talks about this match, do they?
No.
Ever. But this would, I mean, it's sad. You know, AJ has, after years of people waiting for it, this is supposed to position AJ to be like the ace of the promotion. And he has those couple matches I mentioned earlier. And then, of course, he turns into Ric Flair Jr. for some reason. And the rest is history.
Guess if there's one person you could believe talking about, spending nights in bars with women, it's AJ Styles.
What a bunch of just absolute dipshits, huh? Unbelievable. Yeah. Look at how tired Stinger is, brother. He's like seen a ghost.
Open mouth breathing.
Just, like, I truly think walking out of that ring, he thinks that's it. Like, that's
God, and
insane to think about.
That Seth match was 6 years after this.
Yeah. And then that was definitely going to be it. And then it wasn't. And then...
Brother.
Here we are in 24, brother. He did one of the matches of the year. It's great that we can have fun and a conversation about a guy like delaying their retirement. It didn't end in tears, or hasn't yet anyway. I'm still concerned that, that all-in Texas show scares me a little bit, but I think he knows better.
I mean, listen.
I get it. You're going to
be there. So, like...
I get it. But, man, you can't beat that as an ending, Yeah.
Like, I think he'll always make, like, appearances. He'll maybe do something like sick as fuck one year, but I don't think he won't wrestle.
He'll do something there. Darby will probably be the world's champion too by that point.
Yeah.
So.
No, what they should do, like I'll be there. Like fantasy booking is that they can't keep the Mox World Order thing going that long, but that's where Darby should win the title.
World Order. The Mox World Order.
And Darby should win there, and then they cut to the rafters of Globe Life, and Sting's just there like nodding in approval. That's how the show.
I think they may do exactly what you're describing at Revolution, which will be the Pape where he retired. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
I actually think they're going to do a little more than that, to be honest, Alex. I think the lights are going to go out and he's going to come out and beat the ever-loving fuck out Willie and Claudio. Like, I'm pretty certain of this.
Cool.
I mean, he did it at Wembley and people went nuts, didn't they? So.
Yeah, Claudio's sold for worse, so I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah. Should have saw TV on Wednesday. Anyway, Sting's back in the ring. Please don't go signs. He's going to take the microphone here and say his farewells. He'll be back in 2 months.
2,500 people.
He'll be back in 2 months to spend 10 months talking about the mysterious powers behind Hogan and Bischoff and things of that nature.
Holy shit, you're right. We haven't. This is before Joker Sting.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, a long way. That's Bound for Glory 2011 is when he's done that run. So, because he's on January 4th, he's in the rafters on January 4th. That's fucking 2 months after this.
Yeah, you're right. That's the thing. Like people ask him all the time to bring back Joker Sting.
Oh, I've heard. They loved it in the UK, especially. They loved it. He always says that. It pops me huge. Dude came out as Joker Sting with a fucking cricket bat on one of the UK shows. Rather than the baseball bat.
All right, Sting's doing his promo here. We're going to begin to wind down, and we're going to do this big announcement. I don't think anything significant happens right here. I don't want to cut Sting off, but I mean, he wrestled like another 100 times. I feel we're allowed.
Punk comes out here at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be something. All right. Folks, we did say earlier we had some news, and this was our friends, the Contrarians, at Contrarian Prime on Twitter, correct, Alex?
Yes, sir.
Did the tweet. We had an announcement tonight. A collaboration of sorts, perhaps. Alex, I think this would be the time. It makes sense. This speak over Sting here because, again, I mean, he's done this 100 times since. The floor is yours, bro. Tell the people what we were hinting at throughout this program. We think they're going to like it. Yes,
and no disrespect to Steve Borden here making the first of many retirement speeches. So we've been teasing for a while that myself and Joe would collab to do something. I know there's been at least, 1 or 2 or 3 comments throughout Joe and I talking about potential future projects about like doing MMA shit and whatnot. So, and we've already recorded like over half the episodes we're going to do. So we're into it at this point. So the Contrarians are going to be launching a project, a mini series in January called Tough 20, in which myself, Julio of the Contrarians, Joe Holbert of Late Night Grin fame, and Steve, not Dr. Death on Twitter, the famed Steve, we'll be discussing in depth the first season of The Ultimate Fighter to commemorate its 20th anniversary. It's going to be a 14-part miniseries, one for each episode, the finale, and then a Where Are They Now episode. Each episode will drop in coordination with its 20th anniversary. So the first episode is going to drop on January 17th. And hilariously, the finale will be dropping on the Monday of WrestleMania week. And I didn't even mean to time it that way. But
wow.
Yeah, so we have that lined up. And it's going to be talking about the episode of television where pro wrestling was at the time, where movies were at the time, where music was at the time, and kind of everything in between. Joe can attest. We've had a lot of fun with these so far. So if nothing else, we know there's at least an audience out there that's going to pop.
Well, I'm glad actually we're announcing this with some in the can, because I think we can say with full confidence, if you have no awareness of the Ultimate Fighter, I think this will be an entertaining listen. And I say that with confidence because we've recorded it. And, this is not going to be, if you don't know the wrestler we're talking about on Green Grappler, there's probably not a lot of fun to be had there. We're doing play-by-play on 40 minutes of reality TV every week. Like we're gonna give you the pieces you need, even if you haven't seen this show. If you're an MMA fan, you're going to hear familiar names again, even if you haven't seen the show, because a lot of those guys from season 1 went on to do big things, obviously. But it's a fascinating story in the sense that, okay, on one side you have this ridiculous reality show for us to talk about, but on the other, it's a transformative moment in the history of combat sports, and then because of that, sports in general, right? I mean, that's MMA now. There's UFC on ESPN every single week, and it all can be traced back to that show. So very, very interesting piece of business. And the real headline, Alex, is Steve is involved.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
Oh, yeah. That's right. And, Julio has no knowledge of any of the shit. His just completely organic reactions to everything that's going on. So,
yep.
It's I'm really excited for y'all to hear it. And we've had a lot of fun doing this so far. So I appreciate giving me the platform to announce it here. That's coming in January. As the Grin Grapplers roll out and whatnot, I'll be plugging it throughout that. So something to look forward to.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to hear it. And it's been very, very fun, to be involved with a professional outfit for once, rather than these outlaws, these renegades we have on the Late Night Grin. So it's been a great time. I look forward to you all getting a chance to hear that in January, folks. As Alex said, we'll be plugging it away, along as we go here. All right. Novi, before you die, what's happening on the Novi channel, brother?
Tomorrow, new video, 10 a.m.
Sound like hell, bro. You good?
I'm okay. It's just my voice gets like, I think when you rest it too long, it starts to get fucked up again. 10 a.m. EST, we got a vlog coming out. DPW. Might be shit, might be good. It's up to you to decide. Wednesday, 6:30 EST. Dynamite pre-show. Usually Brainbuster's on those shows, but he's not this week. We replaced him. Big star Charlie of Wrestle Purist will be on that broadcast. And then sometime next week, I'm pretty sure, or maybe the week after, we'll be doing a show with Caden Lee, relighting the fuse. We picked out a couple matches on Fight for the Fallen and Fighter Fest. We picked out a fun little batch there. There's a shitter match. There's a good match. So get excited for all that. And there you go.
There you go, folks. Stay tuned. The Brain Bust. What's happening with the Grats podcast, brother?
We'll have a new episode out Monday, I believe. It might be Sunday. Who knows? Subscribe. Follow Matt Morgan on Twitter. That's it.
Bob shook his head. Don't do that. Bob said that's a bad idea. All right. Bobby, who would you like them to follow on Twitter, mate?
You shouldn't follow anyone. Twitter's bad.
Good answer. What would you like to plug, Bobby?
Late night Grin draft next week. We're drafting 200 wrestlers, apparently. Grin Grappler, I think we're still finalizing the date, but that might be next week. And besides that, I don't know. Are we doing anything else?
The Grappler will be on Thursday. What day is that?
24th, right?
It'll be on Thursday. We're late on the lineup because things moved around and also LNG Gold, LOL. But it's going to be coming Thursday. We'll get the lineup out there over the weekend, probably.
We can confirm the Action Zone tag will be part of it.
Yes, Action Zone tag, Slambury, 6-man, and Rick Martel. They're locked in. So if you want to do your homework early, there you go, folks. All right. Okay, I think that's about everything. Watch the Manny show tomorrow. I think maybe
Is there a
not.
show on Tuesday? Is that happening this week?
Yes, there is.
Vindication?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vindication. Bob said, oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't know when the next one was going to be.
Don't worry about it. I don't have a fucking clue. Grindication's because we moved everything. Grindication's Tuesday. Grin Grapplers. Oracle's doing like 5 shows next week, which I'm sure will result in an extraordinary showing by the end of the week, no doubt. I have that, yeah. But anyway, Alex, we've already discussed Tough 20. What else is going on with the Contrarians, brother?
Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood coming up. We recorded a Moana episode last night because Julio wanted to release that in coordination with Moana 2 coming out Thanksgiving weekend. And I was like, brother, there might be other things to coordinate that with Dwayne Johnson Thanksgiving weekend. But that's what's in the canon right now. There's irons in the fire, things progressing, whatnot.
Tremendous. There you go, folks. We hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, once again, as Bob would say, smash the like button. Please comment below. It helps us out, I'm told. I don't really know how, but apparently it does. So comment below. And the big thing that I do want to keep pushing, end of this month, October 30th, following AEW Dynamite, the Hanging with Holbert Halloween special. There's a murderer on the loose, and we need to figure out who he is. All right, maybe one of these put on the screen. You don't know. No one's safe. All I do know is this has been a hell of a time. We hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great weekend.
TNA.
Keep grinning.
TNA.
And enjoy this outro, folks. Have a great night.